Hello, it's Tony Mancuso of CampusNation.com. Sounds like we're on the air, and it sounds good.
Test.
I heard Jeff. All right, you want to go on? Let's go on. I am Tony Mancuso, and we are here at Astro Field for week 2 of high school football in Ohio. We thought we'd never get any, and now we're already on to week 2. We're here on CampusNation.com, sister station 106.9 WZAA out of Jeffersonville, on the YouTube channel for Campus Nation. If we've been told by our esteemed producer Sydney Phillips that if the game broadcast seems a hair behind on CampusNation.com, that it's easily remedied if you just switch over to the Campus Nation YouTube channel. You'll get it live as it's happening. You might be a count or two behind. Let's have the national anthem here shortly. And I'll bring in my colleague Jeff Merklin here momentarily. But the band looks like they're getting ready to do the anthem. Got their notes ready.
What's that? I don't have anybody up here now.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. As they're getting ready for the anthem, we'll interrupt when we have to. Let's bring in my partner for our second week in a row, former state champion quarterback. It doesn't get no better than that, from West Jefferson in the 70s, college quarterback from Muskingum, a coach, a know-it-all about football, and it's Jeff Merklin. Jeff, welcome to Astro Field.
Thanks, Tony. It's good to be here. Was really concerned that we might not get to do this tonight, but it's turned into a nice evening, and I'm very pleased to be here.
Yeah, we got some news early in the day that the game Batavia at Wilmington had some COVID-related cancellation issues, so we were lucky enough to be sent out to this East Clinton ball game tonight. East Clinton 0-1 versus Bethel Tate's Tigers, who are 0-1. Let's preview the game a little bit, Jeff. Tell us a little bit about Bethel Tate, where they've been, what they're doing, how they did last week, and what you see out of them tonight.
Thanks, Tony. Be happy to. Bethel Tate, for anybody that may not know, is from Claremont County. They are in the national division of the SBAAC, which stands for the Southern Buckeye Athletic Academic Conference. They lost their first game last week, a home game, lost to New Richmond 27-18. Last year they had a 6-4, and that included a 3-2 league record. Their last playoff appearance, Tony, was 2017, and we'll hold that up right now.
Yeah, we're going to have the anthem played by the East Clinton. Doesn't look like a marching band. It looks like kind of an ensemble band, but they're ready to go with our national anthem. Fine job by the East Clinton Astro band. Jeff, again, you were going about the Bethel Tate Tigers. Tell us about them.
Again, they made their last playoff appearance in 2017 after a 10-0 regular season, which I believe, from my research, is the best Bethel Tate's ever had in their history. They lost in the first round of the playoffs that year to West Jefferson. Their only other playoff appearance since the playoffs began in 1972 was 2015. The Tigers' head coach is Jeff Essig. It's his 5th year at the school, and coming into tonight's game, he's 26-17 overall. He's really turned around a program that's been more down than up for the past 20 years. So Coach Essig has done a tremendous job down at Bethel Tate.
Well, here's what I found was interesting. Last week's Bethel Tate game, they lost to New Richmond 27-18, but you had some amazing stats that are almost unheard of, especially the passing stats.
Well, in high school, I will tell you the first thing is that on offense you will see another variation of the West Coast offense with a one-back set and the quarterback in the pistol formation most of the time. The thing that's amazing to me, and I don't believe in, I've been watching high school games long enough that
right for 50 plus
years, and I was always into statistics since I was 6 or 7. They ran 100 plays from scrimmage last
year. Yeah, I don't know
week.
how you get 100 plus plays and only 18 points.
Well, if they threw the ball, senior Chris Long, number 2, is their quarterback. He's 6 feet, 150 pounds, and he tossed it 59 times last week.
My goodness.
Completed 29, but of course that's still 30 incompletions, which the clock stops on.
Right.
He 29 for 59 for 256 yards and 2 touchdowns. Chris also led the team in rushing with 72 yards. I believe he ended up about 85% of the entire offense for Bethel Tate last week.
Right, to only get 18 points, though, out of all that throwing the ball around, he must have had trouble with some other aspects of it. Last week, we had the pleasure of being at Wilmington, and we had a chance to see the East Clinton Astros. It was a 21-0 game. East Clinton was on the short end of that. What did you see from East Clinton last week, and what do you expect tonight out of them?
Well, I think we start with the most positive thing out of that game last week, I think, was on East Clinton's side of the field, and that was the defensive play of Philip Davis.
I liked him.
Number 58 on for people watching. He's 6'1", 230. Varies between outside linebacker and defensive end. He had 3 sacks last week, and I counted at least 3 other hurries. He was all over the place and couldn't be blocked. The other thing that I think was impressive about East Clinton last night is they got down early, and there were several times in that game where it could have ended up being a real blowout. But they hung in there. They were scrappy.
Yeah, their defense made some stops that kept them in the game. They had trouble from my eyes, Jeff, sitting next to you offensively. It seemed like the game plan wasn't very imaginative. A lot of runs into the line. What do you expect tonight after practicing an extra week and having a game under your belt?
Well, as far as East Clinton is concerned, and to comment on what you just noted there, their problem was up front. Wilmington really dominated both sides of the ball, and of course that makes it difficult to establish anything. The quarterback was under duress the entire game. He was 4 for 12. And that would be Jared Smith, a 6'1", 165-pound junior. So he was 4 of 12 for 72 yards, but most of the time he was sitting on his back after he released the ball.
Right.
So I think that you saw a more conservative selection of plays, particularly in the second half, because I think the coach just wanted to get the kids ready for the season as best as they could. They hadn't had a scrimmage that I'm aware of, maybe one at the most. And I think he just tried to get some positive plays and some positive situations out of that last 2 quarters so that he could build on that into the future.
Well, we're here on CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel for Campus Nation. Like we announced earlier, if for some reason you're seeming like the Campus Nation feed may be a count or 2 behind, or more than a count or 2, I'm told that the YouTube channel should be right on the money. Sister station 106.9 WZAA out of Jeffersonville. Sydney Phillips producing our broadcast tonight. Joe Holdren on the camera. Joe Davis on the spotter. I'm wearing a Joe Burrow jersey, so it won't be too hard to remember the name Joe. I'm in my orange Joe Burrow. Last week I had my black. At our fantasy draft, I'm in my white, so I'm just going to rotate those three things until they go out of style, Jeff.
I think that's a beautiful rotation as far as I'm concerned,
Right.
and we'll really get to try it out next Sunday, as I recall.
Yeah, that's right. We'll talk about that as the game goes on. Let's talk a little bit about our sponsors tonight. We got a whole bunch of fine businesses that are sponsoring this tremendous broadcast. One of them, of course, is the infamous, famous Sam Meats. Football fans, stop by Sam Meats, located here in Wilmington, Ohio, at 1209 West Locust Street to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping you to save both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals, and they're made-to-order grill menu. Sam Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. And then again, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check them out. Sam's Meats, one of our sponsors. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Tin Cap, Jeff?
Sure. Tin Cap is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, pizza, and Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games like the one we're going to see here tonight. It has the largest outdoor patio in the county with covered area and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap, where they always serve up smiles by the glassful. See you for live music on Saturdays and trivia Thursdays at Tin Cap. It's located at 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington.
Jeff, you did some research this week, and we were watching Game 1, and of course there were some odd things that we weren't used to in our 50-plus years of watching this sport, and those were some of the COVID-related rules. There were some odd things that jumped out at us. Why don't you summarize for the fans and the watchers and the listeners some of the things that we need to be aware of as related to the COVID restrictions and rules?
Sure, happy to. Thanks, Tony. As we mentioned last week, I thought I was as prepared as could be for a high school football game, but then I saw things that were COVID-related, and I had no idea what was going on. So I did a little extra research on that this week.
Good.
Found out there's like 4.5 pages of requirements, rule modifications, and general recommendations. I'm tonight just going to focus on about the 3 or 4 biggest ones, and they would be either the rule modifications or the requirements, which must be accomplished by the referees or by the home school, whoever's in control.
Well, requirements sounds like a pretty serious word, so hit us.
All right.
What's required?
Required is the coaches must wear face masks all the time, which I believe people probably saw that, but that includes arriving and departing the facility and during active play. And this doesn't apply to games like this, but in the bigger school games, it certainly has an issue. There is a limited roster to 60 dressed players for each game, and of course, typically, major schools like Lakewood St. Edward or Pickerington Central.
Yeah, how many do they get?
60.
Yeah, okay.
That's it. So that's a major issue for some of the bigger schools. A rule modification for this year is that the ball will be cleaned and disinfected throughout the contest, as recommended by the particular ball manufacturer, with EPA-approved sanitizer for emerging pathogens. So we can't escape the federal government's reach, even in a high school football game in the beautiful country of Clinton County. That kind of struck me. And the other thing we saw last week was the officials. The football to them was like a grenade.
Hot potato. Can't touch it.
And the rule there is that they will have limited contact with the ball. The players on the offensive team will handle their ball, brought by their school, and take it with them to the huddle. The umpire will place a bean bag, and it's orange.
Looked like a penalty flag for a while.
It really did.
Till we got used to it.
Right. So the referee comes in after the ball is taken away by the offensive team, places the beanbag, he gets out of there, and then the center holds the ball in the huddle and comes up to the beanbag, and then play commences there.
Are the centers tested?
I presume.
Yeah, you'd assume they must be, right? Yeah.
Right.
You'd
And
think.
of course, you think, well, that doesn't seem like that big of a thing, but what about a pass that's incomplete and goes 50, 60 yards downfield?
Yeah, then what?
Well, as we saw last week, we saw kids on the offensive side, whether it be a tackle or an end or whoever, jog 50, 60, 70 yards downfield, get the ball, and bring it back to the huddle.
Was there a designated guy or?
I thought that's the way it was because of the way the game was handled last week, but it's not. There is not a designated person. So whoever decides to go get it, maybe the coach has designated somebody, I don't know, but it's not mandated.
Well, we have the meeting of the captains on the field. Interesting. Each team only sends one guy out there. I wonder if that's got some COVID-related issues.
Yes.
You don't. Yeah, it must be because you only see one captain for each team. Number 3, I think that's Devin Guthrie for East Clinton. There's two threes listed. I think it's either Branson Smith or Devin Guthrie. Is it Branson Smith? Yeah, okay, it is Branson Smith. The other number 3, 3A. And then for Bethel is 54, Luke Frondoff, both seniors that are out there at the midfield with the 5 officials. And like you said, Jeff, there's only 2 of them, which is interesting. 1 each team.
Yeah, just very quickly for the coin toss, the rule is the attendees, as they call it, are limited to the referee, the umpire, and 1 designated representative from each team. No handshaking before games, no handshaking after games, and the players have to stay 6 feet away from each other on the sidelines. In fact, the designated area for the players, which is typically, I believe, from the 25 to the 20, from the 30 to the 30, has been extended to the 10 to the 10 so that they can have the necessary.
Well, we don't have the Ohio State Buckeyes tonight, but East Clinton in those uniforms is about the closest thing we have. I mean, if that's not Ohio State, scarlet and gray, well, I don't know how you could get any closer. Look at them. I mean, they look like Ohio State.
The only thing missing is a little black trim. Everything else is identical nearly.
And Bethel in the white with red numerals, gray pants, little variation of the scarlet and gray, but not quite like East Clinton. East Clinton's uniforms must have been designed by someone named Hayes or Horvath or Cassidy because that's the Ohio State University. All right, so East Clinton will get the ball first. They're to our left. Bethel will be kicking from our right to left. It's being teed up at the 40-yard line by the kicker, number 7. Looks like Aaron Shanker, who is a junior. He's lining up. The officials looking over the ball, making sure that it passes all the COVID rules that you just said. It seems like it does pass inspection, and we're going to have a kickoff momentarily. Back deep for East Clinton. 2 receivers. 24 is Glenn Peacock, the freshman who had his opening game last week. And the other one, I think, is 14, Trenton Guerin. It might be 13, but it's one of the two. 13, 14, we'll figure it out, especially if he catches the kick and runs it back. Looks like a lefty kicker for Bethel.
Aaron Sandker.
Yeah, Aaron, a left footer. And we are underway here at Astro Field. It is Peacock at the 10, making his way up the right side. He dragged down about the 20. So East Clinton coming left to right. Last week led by quarterback Jared Smith. 1st and 10 from about the 20. There's the official throwing that little red handkerchief down, spotting the ball. See, there's no ball down there, Jeff. You're right. No ball. The center has the ball, which, like I say, and then they're throwing the other ball to the sideline. So in comes the East Clinton ball. Almost seems like a movie like if you had like the ball jacked up with something, like it'd be a good 1960s Disney movie.
Right, rollerball
Yeah,
or something.
where's Joe Flynn or Kurt Russell when you need them? First play of the game is a handoff into the line.
18.
Looks like 18, Caleb Kingery with the carry. Not much, about a yard. Maybe not even that. That's what we noticed East Clinton last week, Jeff. A lot of runs into the line.
Right, and again, I think this is East Clinton had a lot of people coming back from last year's team, but again, they're not really big on the line. A couple of nice sized kids, but that's something I'm sure will improve as the season goes on.
Yeah, not much yardage on the first play. It's another handoff again into the line. It's Caleb Kingery into the line. Looks like Cole Grisby made the tackle. We got some tremendous spotters up here. My goodness, this is like NFL level. We're hearing the tackles and who's making the plays. I love it. It's great for broadcasters, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, these
true.
guys are A+. So now it's a third down, and the scoreboard says 7. Looks like a long 7. Let's see if East Clinton does put the ball up in the air this time.
Unbalanced line to the right, Tony.
Yep, I see it. There's the snap to Smith, who steps back to pass, and his ball is tipped. Incomplete to the right side. So now we got fourth down. If last week Jared Smith doubled as the punter for the East Clinton Astros, so he's back in punt formation. Not much of an opening drive, Jeff, for East Clinton.
No, on that third down play, I think it was Hank Williams that made a nice play and got his hand on the ball.
Wonder if he can sing, Hank Williams. If so, his grandpa and his father were both tremendous performers,
That's
right?
correct.
Yep. Senior and junior. Here's the punt on fourth down. Smith gets it away. Ball is muffed, but he's down on it. That's number 10, Gage Dunn. Falls on it at about the 40, 41-yard line where East Clinton's punt ended up being downed by the Bethel Tate returner, Gage Dunn.
And they're ready to go, Tony.
Yeah, look how quick. This is going to be fun. They're going to be fast-paced. They're up at the line, and they are ready to go. Moving right to left from our vantage point on the 40-yard line. There's Chris Long in shotgun formation. Yeah, this type of style is going to be interesting to watch. He steps back to pass on first down and fires downfield, and the ball is broken up. Broken up by Isaiah Curtis. Good coverage down there, Jeff.
Yes, I think Wyatt Burton was the receiver. He had a step on the defender, but the ball was just a little behind.
Little
and
underthrown, little underthrown. Second down and 10 as we just got started here at East Clinton High School, Astro Field, no score yet. Coming up on 10:06 remaining in the first quarter, so just got underway here in the beautiful Astro Field evening. It's a handoff to number 5 for Bethel. Little run to the right by Mikey Malloy, a junior.
5'6", 190,
Yeah.
very stocky kid.
Yeah, short guy, short kid, but 190, so he packs a punch back there. So now we have another third down. First drive of the game for Bethel. There goes Long running. See, you called that too, Jeff. This Chris Long is a dual threat. He'll throw and run. He's short of the first down.
Yes, and in addition to throwing for the 256 yards and putting in the air nearly 60 times, he ran 18 times for 72 yards last week. And
I don't see any punter on fourth down. They're going for it. Short of the 50. It's fourth and about 2.5, 3. And they are going. You like this call this early in the game? Well, no doubt. He flags down and Bethel left early.
I think you're going to see a lot of coaches this year take more chances because they don't have any worry about not making the playoffs if one particular play
you're in
one
regardless,
particular game
right?
makes a difference. So I think you're going to see a lot of that this season.
Well, Coach Jeff Essig calls off the 4th and 3 play, and now the punter is actually lined up in punt formation. That's number 7, Aaron Sandler, left footer. Snaps on the ground. He didn't get a very good kickoff. It rolls dead. Looks like at about the 37.
That'll be a net of about 22.
Yeah, not
Tony.
much on that. Let's talk about Collette Farms. Collette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic, I like that word, advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we at Collette Farms help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. That's Collette Farms Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you. One of our many sponsors tonight, CampusNation.com, on the YouTube channel of Campus Nation, 106.9 WZAA, Jeffersonville Radio, sister station. Just got started. This will be East Clinton's second drive of the game. There is Jared Smith on a keeper to the right. Again, not much. Short gains. We spent a game and now 3 minutes of kind of this style offense, Jeff. How do you get it going when you're running these plays like this?
Well, one of the things I've noticed that they have not really tried in the last 2 weeks, they've really not tried to get to the perimeter at all. So it must be a situation that they don't have much speed on the outside with the running backs, or maybe not a lot of speed with the tackles, because a lot of times those guys make the play when it's outside.
2nd and 8. There's Smith. Little roll out to the left, but ball falls harmlessly incomplete, intended for Ethan Kessler. Bring up a 3rd and long. That play looked like it didn't have much chance either. It just didn't develop.
Well, that's what we call a waggle play, where you show run action to the right, and the quarterback keeps it and rolls to the left a bit, and then pulls it up to throw. And unfortunately for Jared that time, it looked like his feet got a little caught.
Yeah,
on
like
the
he
turf.
might have had more time, but got rid of the ball possibly a count or two early. Had he maybe waited to let the route develop, it might have went.
Yeah, he had a little pressure there, but I think his feet just got caught up in the turf a little bit.
Another 3rd and 8 for Clinton. Let's see what we got. Shotgun snap, straight drop back, ball in the air.
Nice
and
catch.
it is
Nice
going to
catch.
be throw and catch by
Branson Smith, I think, Tony.
Jared Smith to Branson Smith. We got to ask if there's any relation between those two. They're brothers? Yeah, figured they were. So one of those backyard completions that they've done probably thousands of times in the backyard goes for a 1st down. Nice play.
Branson ran a very nice route. I think what I would call it would be a post corner, where you start in the post and break it out to the corner on the wide side of the field.
There's Fisher again into the line. Again, not much running room up the middle, Jeff. This was what we saw last week out of the East Clinton Astros, which seemed relatively ineffective from our vantage point, but that's the style that the Astros are running.
Right, and even though they are in the shotgun or the pistol, where the quarterback's a little closer to the center than the shotgun, they actually still have 2 backs. So that's a running formation, even though it may look like a passing formation when you first look at as they line up.
Again, for our audience, there's the center bringing the ball up to the line of scrimmage. That's something that is COVID specific. Snaps it back to the quarterback, and Smith is under pressure and buried on his side of the field. A big loss.
Caleb Lanigan was one. I believe the other one was Patrick Salvatore.
That seemed like it was what? The jailbreak, they used to call it.
Well, you had a strong safety blitz there. I think Salvatore's playing the strong safety position, and you saw him in there. So He was coming on the backside, and then somebody just lost their contain up front with regard to the tackle that got in there.
3rd and 15, ball at midfield. Now, see, this is one of those situations that really might be 2-down territory, don't you think?
Not if you're East Clinton. I think you play field position when
All
you
right,
don't have
let's see.
a high-powered offense.
Shotgun snap, the ball up in the air again.
Oh, I say we go to the replay on that one, Tony.
Up in the air to his brother, Jared to Branson on the right sideline. From my eyes, it looked out of bounds. You don't think?
I thought he got the left foot in just inside the line.
The official called it incomplete, out of bounds. Good catch, Smith to Smith, brother to brother, but out of bounds, so all for naught. It's 4th and 15, and there's Jarrett again lined up in punt formation. That would have been a 1st down completion, but ruled incomplete. Again, a punt, a little short. It's allowed to roll, and roll it will. Down to about the 19-yard line.
I think that'll give you a net of about 30, Tony. I think that further that East Clinton made the right call on that.
Tell us about John Robert Excavating. That's another sponsor of ours tonight.
John Roberts Excavating is located in Wilmington. It's a family-owned business going since 1998. They are specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look them up on Facebook or call 937-382-1788, 937-382-1788 for a free estimate.
6:38 to go here at East Clinton Astro Field. No score with East Clinton Astros and the Bethel Tate Tigers. This is Bethel's 2nd possession of the game. Interesting, you're reading the promo, and we were talking about this, that Bethel's going to go fast, right? They were ready to go, and East Clinton called a timeout not being ready.
Correct. Right thing to do. You don't want to get caught unprepared and give them an 81-yard touchdown after you've had a good first series on defense against them.
Jeffersonville Lions Club is hosting a fish fry fundraiser tomorrow, Saturday, September 5, from 4 to 7:30 with a fireworks display at 9 p.m. They are located at 1 Railroad Street in downtown. Family-style dining or carry-out options will be available. Support your local community and enjoy Labor Day with friends, the Jeffersonville Lions Club. And then there's the fast style of Bethel. They're not playing around. They want to get it and go. Flags down. Do we have a false start?
I believe Bethel Tate jumped the gun a little bit.
There's the rollout on Long being rolled out. He's out of trouble. There's a flag thrown. I think we're going to have some kind of an offensive line infraction. Long running around back there. Got out, but I think there's a flag down. I bet you
you're going to have a hold.
That one's going to come back. Interesting decision early in the game for Coach Olds of whether to take this or not. It looks like he's not taking it. Is he not taking it? Let's see. We're waiting. The officials huddling up. .6:25 to go. Early in the game. The flag is against the Bethel Tate Tigers, and East Clinton is taking it, Jeff. So they're moving him back. We'll play that down again.
So far, East Clinton defense has done a great job containing Bethel Tate.
I thought they played an excellent defensive game last week in Wilmington, too. There's a handoff into the line. That looks like Mikey Malloy again.
Tony, I want to bring one thing to your attention in my preparation for this game. There was one player on Bethel Tate that really reminded me of a professional player, and that's Bubba Carter. Reminds me completely of Julian Edelman for the Patriots.
Well, that's not too bad a reminder. There's a ball down the middle, a beautiful throw, a beautiful catch and he is going all the way for 6. A long touchdown catch and run. Chris Long to Gage Dunn.
95 yards.
Beautiful looking play, 95 yards. Just describe what we just saw, Jeff.
It's a classic example of more open or West Coast offense where you're spreading people out and you're trying to create one-on-one matchups, whether it be the running game with your blocking or whether it be the passing game. You spread people out, you have to take the free safety out, you run a deep post, there's no safety there.
Right, nobody there.
For support, and touchdown.
So Long to Gage Dunn for the long touchdown for East Clinton. It's the point after attempt from Sandker, left footer. Bethel's out 6-0. The kick looks like it is good. So a quick strike. What fun. That was a fun looking play. They were backed up way back on their own end. One-on-one down the middle of the field, and even the East Clinton defender kind of just said, oh, well, I can't catch him, and off he went to the house.
We mentioned it last week, I'm still amazed at how high school coaches, and like I said last week, I think Ohio has among the best, if not the best, high school coaches in the country, are able to get the kids to run these sophisticated offenses when they have so much less time than colleges or pros to prepare, and they get it to work. And even more than that, most of the time these teams that run that kind of offense are having their quarterbacks audible. When I played back in the Ice Age,
they didn't let you audible?
Absolutely not. And then on top of it, to me, the slot I was a tough formation to make sure I was getting right.
Try to tell the listeners, you were a state champ in the 70s. How many times you as a quarterback were given the ability to audible back in those days?
0.
None? You weren't allowed to audible ever?
I was on the bench if I ever tried.
Is that right? So
absolutely.
You had no ability to go up to the line and change the play?
No. All that would have been death. Even in college, that when we could audible, there were really only 1 or 2.
Sandker approaching the ball, rolling down inside to about the 5-yard line. Peacock picks it up for East Clinton. Spins his way up to about the 21-yard line. 5:37 to go. Bethel 7, East Clinton 0. We're at campusnation.com, available on the YouTube channel. Our sister station, 106.9 WZAA, Jeffersonville. We got a whole crew up here with a bunch of Joes. Joe Holdren, Joe Davis, the East Clinton spotter crew. I'm Tony Mancuso doing the play-by-play. Jeff Merklin, state champion college quarterback, doing the color commentary. And East Clinton will come out down for the first time. How do they get back in the game, Jeff? Down 7-0.
Well, with the kind of style of offense that East Clinton runs, they really have to try to get some yardage on the ground. I haven't seen that happen in the last 2 weeks. Hopefully they'll get their timing down and they can get it working.
First down play. There's a handoff into the line. It's 34, Brody Fisher. Seems like splits a lot of the carries with freshman Glenn Peacock. Again, not much there, about a 3-yard gain on first down. This looks like a game, Jeff, that the fast break offense by Bethel Tate, if they can keep up that pace, East Clinton's got to almost slow the game down, don't you think?
That's like watching a college basketball game where you have a very talented team and a very fundamentally good team in different styles.
There's Smith on the rollout downfield. That might go, and it is dropped. Jared Smith down the field. Had number 10, Jaden Singleton, kind of running free and open at about the Bethel 40, but the ball falls harmlessly to the ground. That would have been a big completion.
Absolutely. Jared really showed some arm on that one. That was probably 40, 45 yards in the air. Nice ball.
Not really broken up. He just didn't hold on.
He had to dive for it. It was just a tad underthrown, but it was still a good ball, and it was catchable, but it would have been a tough catch.
So here we go again for East Clinton, 3rd and 7. on their side of the field, down 7-0. Smith in the shotgun, straight drop back, and now he's flushed out. Throws the ball up in the air again, and it falls incomplete, and the fans and the people up here want pass interference on that, but no flag.
I have to say, I do not understand the failure to call that. There was clear contact made. It was a very high, not well thrown ball that was coming short. The receiver was coming back to get it, as was the defensive back, and at the last second, the defensive back ran into his right shoulder. Not sure what we missed.
We had 15 officials up here in our press box, plus about triple that in the stands that saw the call, but not the official. There's the snap under pressure on a 4th down punt play, and Smith cannot get out of there, and he's sacked on 4th down, and now they're in deep trouble.
That's one of Bethel Tate's top defensive players, Tony. Luke Frondorf, he's a senior defensive lineman, 6'4", 190, which is good size for this classification of football.
So now East Clinton turns the ball over inside their 10-yard line. Bethel ready to go 1st and goal from the inside the 10. And they're ready. They're up there ready to go. The officials are signaling now the ball's in play, but I think Bethel wanted to go even faster than that. There's a handoff into the line to Mikey Malloy. Big kid. Barrels ahead inside the 5-yard line.
It's interesting, Tony. Bethel Tate did not give the ball to Malloy much last week. 4 carries for 13 yards, and I think he's already had at least that many carries in the first quarter tonight.
2nd down play. The snap is bobbled, but Malloy gets into the line and is stopped, and then was able to escape and push it down to about the 2-yard line, it looks like, and it'll be 3rd and goal from there, just maybe outside the 1. And the quarterback keep. There goes Chris Long to the right, takes it in for the touchdown. Don't see any flags down.
Tony, if I could comment just a second. One of the things a lot of people don't realize is that when quarterbacks are sacked in high school or college, it goes against their rushing yards. In the pros, it's a separate category.
Right.
And goes against your passing yards. So when you see a quarterback 18 attempts for 72 yards, you know he's a very good runner.
Well, he eluded the East Clinton defensive rush and scores a touchdown on the ground to the right. So Chris Long has thrown one and ran for one already. Point after attempt. He did get it, snuck it in there, Jeff.
I think it made it just over the crossbar.
So we're at 14 for Bethel Tate, 0 for East Clinton with 3:40 left in the first quarter. When you start a drive 1st and goal from the 9.5-yard line, it's not unexpected to push it in for 6.
I'd like to comment just a second, Tony. The one thing I noticed last week, and I see tonight with regard to East Clinton, is their punter is only lined up about 7 or 8 yards behind his center. That gives very little margin for error for an errant snap. Even if it's a couple feet off, you don't have the time to recover. I don't know that I've ever seen it that close.
And that happened a few times last week, if we recall, and it's already been a factor in this game. So we're at 14-0. Bethel Tate out to a quick lead. East Clinton will get the ball again. 3:40 to go first quarter here on CampusNation.com, the Campus Nation YouTube channel. Tony Mancuso on the call with Jeff Merklin on the color and all kinds of Joes spotting for us, which we'll keep announcing. There's the kick by Sanker. Good kick inside the 10-yard line, returned by 24 Glenn Peacock, who gets across the 25-yard line before he's stacked up. Glenn Peacock played his first game last week, so a freshman, very active in the running game and in the return game for the East Clinton Astros. Jeff, tell us a little bit about Sam's Meats.
Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats, located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., and 8 to 6 on Saturdays. Go check out Sam's Meats.
First down run by East Clinton. Ethan Malloy on the stop. Ethan Malloy is listed at 6 foot 300. 5'10", 300, excuse me. 5'10", 300. 62, Ethan Malloy. Again,
He's only a junior,
yeah,
too, he's still growing.
Yeah, I wonder if he's, again, we have a lot of sets of brothers. Might be Mikey Malloy's brother, or related somehow. We'll find out. East Clinton again calling a timeout. Having trouble running, Jeff.
Having trouble getting anything together. Remember, last week they had a couple really golden opportunities that were provided them by Wilmington's turnovers and went backwards, as I recall.
Tin Cap is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Yes, it is. It offers Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders, along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games like these, the largest outdoor patio with covered area and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap, where they always serve up smiles by the glass full. We'll see you live for music on Saturdays, trivia Thursdays, which I think sounds like something we need to do at Tin Cap, located 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington. Tin Cap, another of our wonderful fine sponsors this evening. There's Smith on a second down. Keeper does break away, and for the first time, East Clinton is able to get something on the ground to the right side. Jared Smith on the keeper, and East Clinton finally moves the chains, Jeff, finally.
It's nice to see that. They finally attacked the perimeter, and they got some yardage. We'll see if they continue with that as we go into the rest of the half. 2 minutes still to go in the first quarter.
14 Bethel Tate, 0 East Clinton, here on a beautiful Saturday night. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful.
Isn't this the Field of Dreams?
Right, that's what it
football?
looked like. It looks like Field of Dreams. I'm looking for Kevin Costner or James Earl Jones. That's what it looks like. Our guy Joe Holdren on the camera having a shot of the Field of Dreams look out there, because that's exactly what it looks like. I'm waiting. Where is Ray Liotta? Shoeless Joe Jackson is coming out of there any minute, Jeff.
Well, we have the fans here, as many as are allowed to come.
Bit of trivia on Field of Dreams, which might be my favorite movie. It's the only movie that makes me cry every time I watch it. Yes, Ray Liotta, right-handed through left. However, Joe Jackson, left-handed through right. Jared Smith to the left on a second down run.
4 yards again.
Yeah, close to the first down.
Jared's a nice runner.
That was a directorial faux pas, having Ray Liotta backwards as Joe Jackson.
Oh, I didn't
Well, see,
realize
someone
that.
like me who cried the whole movie realized it, but a lot of the audience didn't. We didn't see much of Shoeless Joe in our day. We're old, but not that old.
I've seen some YouTube videos.
If you saw some YouTube videos of Shoeless Joe, I question that. I'm going to say you did not see a video of Shoeless Joe Jackson
Well, I have
play
to prove
baseball.
that to you.
All right. There's a handoff into the line. 18 Caleb Kingery barrels for the first down. So finally, East Clinton getting some movement up front and moving the ball. as we wind down the clock in quarter number one. But a promising drive, Jeff, for East Clinton. What do you see different?
Well, again, it's as you indicated earlier, that a team like this has to get some yardage on the ground because they're not going to get into the fast pace, score quickly mode. It's nice to see. I for one think after watching them last week and nearly the first quarter of this week, attack the perimeter a little bit more. It may be that Jared's the only one with speed too.
There's Smith back to pass down the field looking for his brother, and
got
it
it.
is caught. Nice looking play there. Jared Smith to Branson Smith down the right sideline. We're going to close the first quarter with that long gainer.
That's about a 49-yard one.
Yeah,
Tony.
East Clinton needed that. So now they're in striking distance as we turn to quarter number two. The end of the first quarter, Bethel Tate, the Tigers of Bethel Tate 14, East Clinton 0 as we head into quarter number two. And I want to hear a little bit about Collette Farms.
Collette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Collette Farms Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you. And that reminds me, Tony, back in the day, long time ago again, used to play a lot of softball with a team out of southern Madison County called Madison Seed.
Yeah, I remember them.
Good ball club.
Yes.
And they were very good players, fun to be with, and represented that business very well. I don't think that they're in business anymore. It looks to me, coming down Route 38, that there's another business there now, but that was there for quite a while in Madison County.
Well, we're here at beautiful Astro Field, East Clinton High School. We called it the Field of Dreams. Jeff is looking on his YouTube for video of Shoeless Joe Jackson, which I'm saying does not exist. It's got to be a ruse. There's no video of Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Well, the Field of Dreams.
Yeah, there might be Ray Liotta playing him, but not of Shoeless Joe. So here comes East Clinton with the ball inside the 2-yard line.
I'd like to see him punch it in here.
Yeah, we got to get points.
Close.
East Clinton has to get points here, or we're going to have a long night for the Astro. This is do-or-die drive right here. Handoff into the line. Kingery does not look like he got in.
Tony, as much as I love the open offenses and the pistol or straight shotgun formation, there's one thing I don't understand. I've seen it happen many times, at least at the high school level, is going into the shotgun or the pistol when it's at the 1 or 2 yard line. I think that's a little too dangerous in my view. It'd be nice to, in my opinion, see the quarterback under center. But that's not the way it's done anymore, and that's why those coaches are making money, and I'm up here with you.
Well, you start from backwards, is the old saying. You're already behind instead of running up to the line, so you got to go forward to make forward. There's Smith on a rollout, and there's exactly what you were talking about, a shotgun snap inside the 3 yard line. By the time he gets the snap and rolls to the right, he does nothing but go backwards.
I think he tried to beat the defender to the outside when the defender had the angle on him. He may have walked in had he cut it up.
I agree with you. I like bowling up let's go up the middle under center in those situations. But instead, it's a shotgun snap and a roll out, and it goes backwards. Now, we're 3rd and goal from the 9. This is a huge drive. Both sides, both East Clinton and Bethel Tate. Smith back to pass over the middle, incomplete.
A couple people thought that might have been pass interference, but the ball was tipped as it left the quarterback's hand ever so slightly, but when it's tipped, there can be no pass interference.
Well, this is a go for it down, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah, down 14-0 inside drive started inside the 3. Now they're backed up to the 9.
You know, if you had a really good field goal kicker and an offense that you could trust would eventually move, you might take the points to get on the board. But I think with East Clinton now, this is the right call.
Well, we're getting the East Clinton scouting report up here, so everybody up here predicted go for it, and I think they're all correct. So it's 4th down. This is big. Got to score. There's the fake handoff and into the corner of the end zone, and nobody home.
The intended receiver that time, if my aging eyes can see, is who is
somebody? A blade of grass over there was the
looks
closest.
like Branson Smith.
Yeah, but
and he was trying to
fell
get
down,
into the
fell
post
down.
corner, and he slipped on the out cut after he'd gone to the post.
Well, what started as a promising drive to begin the second quarter ends up for naught as East Clinton goes 4 and out. And now Bethel takes over on their own 9-yard line, leading 14-0 with 10:21 left in the first half. Big stop. East Clinton needed to score there, Jeff, don't you think?
Absolutely. That's
when
that's
you're
a
on
shame.
when you're on the 2-yard line, 1st and goal, you got to get points, and East Clinton was not able to come out of there with anything on that drive.
You know, well, we'll go into that after this play.
So a flag down. We're going to start over again, and there's another jump off center.
That's Mr. Davis.
That's Philip Davis. We haven't heard much from Philip tonight so far. That's really the first time I recall him being announced over the PA.
And this style of offense tends to keep the defense on their heels. And Philip maybe just a little late getting to the quarterback tonight.
There's a straight drop back,
Picked.
and a ball's picked. Over the middle, a big pick by Branson Smith. Huge pick by Branson. Long back to pass over the middle. What'd you see there, Jeff?
Well, there was one less receiver out as I saw the formation, which means you can still have the safety. And that safety came over and
our sister station doing the other part of the broadcast, campusnation.com on the YouTube channel. No surprise, Clinton Massey 21, Goshen 0. What'd you say about Clinton Massey 2020 team, Jeff?
I've heard from people that I know, I don't say people, the one person I do know from down here thought that it might be their best team in this run since they won back-to-back states in 2012, 2013.
Well, they're off to a good start tonight. Now, East Clinton's got to go on this drive, got to get points. There's a quarterback keeper to
Nice game.
Jared Smith running to the left, knocked out of bounds. There's the proverbial jet. Here they go again with the ball on their side of the field. They got to get in. Got to get in. Ball at about the 8-yard line. You can still get a first down without scoring a touchdown on this drive. That's a big advantage for East Clinton. They should have a lot of drives to score. Same play, basically. A quarterback keeper. Smith goes to the left again. Stacked up inside the 5. Did he get the first down?
If he's inside the 5, he should have it.
Are they? Yep, they're giving it to him. First and goal.
And I don't want to harp on it every drive, but this is a very nice put-together drive by East Clinton's coach. The formation is strong to the right. He runs the quarterback back to the left, and they've got one-on-one blocking on that side of the field. And that's a lot easier to block and find some gaps to slip through.
State high school champion Jeff Merklin, college quarterback, color commentary coach, is going to tell us about John Robert excavating next. He's like the man of all trades.
John Roberts Excavating, located in Wilmington, is a family-owned business since 1998. They are specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look up John Robert Excavating on Facebook or call 937-382-1788. That's 937-382-1788 for a free estimate. And I can tell you, Tony, from practicing law for quite a while in a rural county, a top-notch excavator is absolutely important to the communities in that type of a county. Field drainage, very important issue that John Roberts can handle for anybody here in the area.
To call this a huge drive would be an understatement. East Clinton was inside the 2-yard line the last possession, did not score, but got an interception by Branson Smith, and here they are again, 1st and goal from inside the 5. And like we said earlier, shotgun snap. Kingery bowls into the line and does not get in. 2nd and goal from inside the 2. We sound like a broken record, but East Clinton must score.
Well, in the last 2 weeks, we've now had, 4 turnovers that East Clinton has obtained and gotten field position on the favorable side of the 50 and still no points.
There's the shotgun snap to Smith. Kingery this time looks like he might have gotten in, but the officials are going to, yes, they do mark the touchdown.
Good for them.
The handoff into the line to Caleb Kingery, the senior. And East Clinton is on the board for the first time in 2020, pending the extra point. So we're at 14-6, and that was a must drive if you ever had one. You had to score after getting stopped and then getting the ball back.
Yeah, very nicely done, and they're back in the game. They are a scrappy bunch.
Yeah, Carter Carey, kicker and defensive back for the extra point. Snap down, hold down, but blocked. Now there's flags down.
I think you're going to have a dead ball false start by the offense, and he'll get another chance, but 5 yards back. See if I'm right on that.
Well, if you're right, can't you decline that?
I think it's a dead ball. No.
Okay, they call some sort of personal foul on Bethel.
I wonder if one player assisted the other in trying to jump or something.
That's it. The back official underneath the goalpost called it, so it must have been something that was spotted by that official. That's an interesting thing now, Jeff. Are you going for 2 or are you still kicking?
I'd say go for 2.
I agree, and it's the right call, and the whole press box says go for it. We're all in agreement. Let's see if it worked. Now, East Clinton called the timeout, I believe. So we're at 14-6. Here's the situation. The point after attempt was blocked. However, there was a penalty on Bethel Tate, which moved the ball half the distance to the goal line. And after thinking about it, Coach Olds has decided to pull the kick team off the field and go for 2.
And one of the things you need to keep in mind as we analyze East Clinton, Tony, is this is Coach Steve Olds, his 2nd year here. So I believe what he's doing is he's having to make this program play and reflect what his Ohio offensive philosophy is, and that's not something that happens overnight.
14-6, trying to make it 14-8. East Clinton is ready to run the play, but Bethel Tate's defense not out there. The offense beat the defense out. The center brings the ball out from the sideline. One of those COVID rules you explained about earlier in the broadcast. Hard to get used to if you're not alert for it.
I thought I was just seeing things last week, but I think I'm a little better with it this evening.
Here's the 2-point conversion try. Smith on a quarterback keeper turns to the left
He's in.
and gets in. So a big turn of events there. A big 2-point conversion run by Jared Smith, the junior quarterback.
Now, Jared's had a very good half tonight.
Yes, he has poised, played very poised. That was a Jared Smith drive because a lot of those runs were very effective. And now we're at 14-8 with 9:02 to go. Something I think sounds like a lot of fun is this Jefferson Lions Club event. Tomorrow night, a fish fry fundraiser. The Triple F. When you got all three of those, that's big. The Fish Fry Fundraiser.
I'm glad you're saying it.
Saturday, September 5 from 4 to 7:30 with a fireworks display at 9. They are located at 1 Railroad Street in downtown Jeffersonville. Family-style dining or carry-out options will be available. Support your local community and enjoy Labor Day with friends. This is one thing I love. The hybrid defensive end linebacker, Philip Davis, is the kickoff specialist. We got an update from our other game on our network. Clinton Massey 28, Goshen 0. Seems like Clinton Massey's going to be the first team announced on a lot of these scores.
I think probably for a good part of the rest of the season, if not every season, every game.
There's the kickoff, and there
He's
goes
gone.
number 4, Bubba Carter. Philip Davis, the only one to catch him. Some nice moves. He's still on his feet all the way to the 20-yard line.
That's my Julian Edelman clone, Tony.
You talk about a momentum reverser. You're at 14-6. You get a 2-point conversion to make it 14-8. You're back in the game, and then you get a long kickoff return by number 4, Bubba Carter, all the way to the 20-yard line of East Clinton. Nifty-looking run, too.
Well, we'll see if Bethel Tate can answer now. You know, earlier we were wondering a little bit how a team can complete 29 passes and run for 140 yards in a game can lose. Well, they had 4 interceptions last week, and they just gave up 8.
There is Chris Long back to pass. Looked like he had some time, couldn't find anybody, and then is borrowed over by the East Clinton defense.
I think that's Philip Davis. He had 3 sacks last week.
Yeah, Philip took him a while to get going tonight, but now he's in the game and made some big defensive plays.
That was a big play there for East Clinton.
Yes, because again, like we said 1,000 times, it's a game of momentum. In 3 plays, the game can turn 4 different times, and there was a sack and a big play by East Clinton. There's a little swing pass out to Malloy. Some shake and bake moves by Mikey out to the right side after the little shuffle screen pass.
In fact, Tony, I find myself wondering why he only had 4 touches last week.
He's got the ball a lot tonight.
I wonder if he was injured, which may have contributed to their loss, too. We see that he's got one of those pads on his helmet. He may have had a concussion.
Yeah, may have. 3rd and 15. There's the shotgun snap. Long back to pass. He's got time, throws it out. The ball's overthrown, incomplete to the left sideline.
I will say I believe that the intended receiver was open and was going to make the catch, but there was another receiver in the area.
Defended him, yes.
And he tried to catch it and knocked it to the ground.
Now, what are we doing here? Are we punting or are we going for it?
I think they'll go for it
I
from
think
here.
so, too. It looks like they are. 4th and about 15. Big play again for both teams. There's going to be a whistle, and I bet you a timeout by somebody. The official stops play.
Injury. That's Branson Smith, I think, needs to come off the field.
How convenient. What about Joe Nash? Where's he? Remember that,
Yes.
Jeff? See, a lot of these people don't remember some of these references that we come up with. We'll talk about that after this play. The Joe Nash injury set a record for most times injured in a game that he really was never. There's a big 4th down play over the middle. It is broken
Nicely
up.
done.
Looks like Isaiah Curtis got his hand on the ball.
Jared Smith was back there too.
Big fourth down stop by East Clinton in a turnover in possession. Ball back to East Clinton with 7:36 to go. Now that was again an interesting drive, Jeff. We go 70 yards on the kickoff the other way, and East Clinton was able to stop them on downs, got a big sack on an early down, and back they went, and now they got the ball.
Well, I think the lesson there is you're up 14-0. You've got everything going for you. You've just stopped a drive. And turnovers, no matter where it's youth football, high school, college, or pros, turnovers are killers.
Yes, and if you stop them, it's more of a reviver. There's Jared Smith, keeper to the right. Again, not much room. Looks like he lost yards, Jeff, on the play.
I think he made it to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
7:19 to go and counting here in the first half. Yeah, we're getting updates from the other side of the county. Like we said, I don't think too many times we're going to announce Clinton Massey trailing in any game this year. They're leading Goshen 35-0, and it sounds like it might get worse than that.
Well, in high school, if you hit, I believe it's 40. It might be 30 this year, but it was 40. You do the running clock, which helps tremendously to get the game over.
There's a ball thrown up in the air that's falls harmlessly incomplete downfield, intended for number 10, Jaden Singleton. It's 3rd and 10 now for Clinton. I'm thinking the running clock isn't going to stop Clinton Massey. Honestly, that clock better be fast if it's going to stop Clinton Massey's 2020 team.
Well, it won't kick into the second half, so who knows how much time they still have left in the first half.
It's great to be a winner, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
it sure
that
is.
program is one of the tops in the state, if not the top for their division year in and year out.
It's 3rd and 10 for East Clinton. Ball on the 25-yard line. 14-8. Bethel Tate leading. There's a pitch to Peacock to the left side. Not going to get the first down. Way short. Stacked up by the Bethel Tate defense.
Actually, he was stacked up by, I think, his own man blocking out there. I don't think he would have gotten much anyway.
Well, we are. Yeah, this is a punting formation now for East Clinton. Jared Smith doubles as the quarterback. Lined up again in punt formation. Back deep for Bethel. Who do we have? 15? No, not 15. 10.
Gage Dunn.
Gage Dunn back. The lone punt returner comes up to about the 45-yard line, and there he goes to the left side. Hesitates, cuts back across midfield. Tackled about the East Clinton 49-yard line is Gage Dunn, the junior.
About a 6-yard return for Gage. I think I finally figured out after 2 weeks the 6 to 7 yard in the backfield for the punt.
Tell us,
punter.
What is it?
He's a one-step punter, so gets the ball off quicker than a lot of the two-step punters do. So I think that's what's behind that.
There's Bethel Tate to the line. They're not playing around. They go, and they go quick. There's a snap back to Chris Long, running to the right.
We don't have the number in our roster, Tony, but number 65 for Bethel Tate threw an absolutely gorgeous block on that play.
I got Patrick Kilgore on my roster sheet.
Okay, good. I'm glad we got the name in.
Patrick
Very well done.
5'10", 280. That's a big kid, too. There goes Long again on the keeper. Makes it to the left side. Looks like he's got a first down inside the 40. So 2 running plays by Chris Long in a row. Gets a first down for Bethel Tate, leading 14-8 as we come up to 5-minute mark of the first half. Big drive again for both teams. Offensively for Tate and defensively for East Clinton. There they go, up to the line and no huddle, and they're ready to go. There's Malloy on the handoff, the inside handoff. We're at 2nd and 10. Not much there on that one. You know what I smell? Pass.
I think you're right.
We're overdue, and there's almost looks like they're setting them up for it. I'm going to bet this ball's in the air, and I did win my bet. Long back to pass. Throws over the middle, intended for number 18. Jacob Store is incomplete. Now, if that play didn't have pass written all over it before it was even snapped, it just down distance situation, just.
You had 3 receivers and the running back lined up to the wide side of the field. I think that's where it was going to go.
It's 3rd and 9 now for Bethel Tate. Flags all over the field. I think we're going to have a false start on the Tigers. Moving them back 5 yards. Going to make it a 3rd and 14. Long way to go. Quickly to the line, ready for the snap. Looked like they might have jumped again, but no flag that time. Long back to pass, throws downfield. It is off the fingertips of the intended receiver, number 18, Jacob Storer. Almost got it in there, Jeff.
That was a good ball. Well thrown. Jacob had 3 catches for 22 yards last week.
Got his hands on that one.
That's almost about a foot off the ground.
Yeah, almost brought that in. Now it's 4th down and Long looking toward his bench, and they are going for it on 4th and 14. I love the style. Every player on the team looking at the sidelines. No huddle. And there's a handoff into the line. Now that's an interesting call. How about that? On 3rd down, you throw down the field for the 1st down. You go for it on 4th down and long, and really you run a play that had no chance of converting it.
Well, what you hope to do is just get a little bit of a seam with the defense spread out, and with Malloy's speed, you hope he can, if he can get past the line of scrimmage, he'll get the 1st down, but that time wasn't to be.
Jeff, I want to hear about Sam's Meats. That's the next place I'm going to eat.
That sounds good. Football
or bring
fans.
It here, somebody. Hey,
catering.
Joe Holdren, run out and get us some Sam's Meats. Come on, get it. You and Sydney can make a quick run.
Good eating. Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats, located in Wilmington, Ohio, at 1209 West Locust Street, and support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals, and they're made to order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30, and 8 to 6 on Saturdays. Check out Sam's Meats.
Well, somebody texted me a shot of Shoeless Joe, and it's on YouTube. Now, I want to see if this is really Shoeless Joe. Okay, there's a picture of Shoeless Joe.
No, there's quite a few.
I want to see video
old reels
of Joe Jackson.
It's not a whole game. It's shots.
There he is. I don't know. I question that. Back to Astro Field. Jared Smith out to his brother Brandon to the left. Nice 1st down play. Hank Williams on the tackle. Must be the 3rd, right? It's not senior or junior.
Well, he's probably a killer at the prom.
All he's got to do is sing, Jeff.
Absolutely.
You got a name like Hank Williams. I'm singing to everybody that wants to listen. You know what I mean? There's a handoff into the line. There goes Brody Fisher. 3:02 to go. If East Clinton can punch it in and get to the lead, how about that? But long way to go still at 2:53 left in the first half.
Well, at the end, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, between the end of the first going into the second, I was concerned it was going to be a blowout. But again, one thing you've got to give East Clinton, they got hard on this team.
Yeah, they hang in. They've been on the brink of being blown out in 2 games, and they've been in both of them. Well-coached group.
Yes.
3rd and 6. Big play here. Smith back to pass. Does complete it to his brother Brandon, but it's going to be short of the first down. And
Trent Grigsby on the stop, Tony.
Another one of those decision times. 4th down and looks like about 4 to go. 4th and 4. What are we doing here, Jeff?
Punt.
157 and counting.
Right, still plenty of time for Bethel Tate to get it into the end zone from 50. I'd punt here. It's been a good quarter. You don't want to go into halftime on a down note.
And that's what Coach Old seems like he's doing, is punting it away. Jared Smith in punt formation. And does kick it out of there. So good call all the way around. Ball's bobbled, but there's flags down. Number 10 for Bethel Tate, Gage Dunn on the return, but I bet you that's coming back too.
I think you had the infamous block in the back, Tony.
And it is going to be a block in the back against Bethel Tate, which will pin him back deeper. Good time to talk about Tin Cap. Is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games like these. The largest outdoor patio with covered area and a large stage for live music. Maybe some of those Hank Williams dudes will be up there singing someday. Join your friends at Tin Cap, where they always serve up smiles by the glassful. See you for live music Saturdays, trivia Thursdays, which I'd like to go in there and win a trophy at Tin Cap, located at 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington, Ohio. There's Long back to pass. What a gorgeous throw down the field. Laser, but incomplete. What a good-looking ball that was.
He's a good-looking quarterback.
Yes, that
very
ball
impressive.
Right on the line. Little bit overthrown. His receiver didn't get out there to get it, Bubba Carter, but what a laser. So they're trying to score. They're not playing around. They want points with 1:17 to go in the half, leading 14-8. There's a quarterback keeper by Long. Stacked up just short of the 30. Clock running with approaching 1 minute to go. But they're up on the line, and they are running their offense. There's Long back to pass, plenty of time. Downfield, and another gorgeous throw that is caught. Bubba Carter on the reception. What a good-looking ball that was.
Absolutely, and there's my Julian Edelman clone again. Last week, Bubba had 9 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. He's racked up, I'd guess, at least 80 to 100 yards in total offense the first half this evening.
When Long's given time, his ball comes out of there pretty. There was a flag down on the play, which Bethel Tate declines, of course. They'll take the gainer. So this is interesting. 46 seconds to go, and they want more.
No timeouts. I'm sorry, they have 2 left.
So this is, again, a big drive for both teams. There's Long again, throws the out pattern to the sideline, caught.
I think he got out of bounds.
Wyatt Burton on the reception. We got some star spotters up here, folks. I'm telling you, honestly, this is like the Hall of Fame of spotters, getting these calls right up here in the East Clinton press box. Long again, back to throw. That ball's incomplete. What a nice, interesting drive here with the clock ticking out. We thought maybe that Bethel Tate would sit on it, but nope, they're going and they're moving it.
That's not in their playbook, sitting on it. And still got 33 seconds to go, plenty of time.
Third down, about 2. Clock stop with a little under 34 seconds to go. Long looks over the defense. There's the shotgun snap, and he throws to the left, and it is caught and complete for a first down.
And more.
And Bethel Tate keeps marching down. This is a big drive for them. I don't know if the East Clinton defense is a little tired, Jeff.
Maybe. When this offense is run correctly and you have these short 5-yard out patterns, that's really hard to defend when you've got a quarterback putting it on the money.
Snap. We have a whistle.
False start.
It's a false start, but the whistle, there was a botched snap, but the whistle blew the play dead anyhow. So we're going to move Bethel Tate backward. 25 seconds to go. What happens first? The clock runs out or Bethel Tate scores? First and 15, Long back to pass. Scrambles out to the right. He's got running room. And he's going to go out of bounds at about the 5-yard line.
Long is a smaller version, but very similar in talent to the kind of quarterbacks Urban Meyer.
Yes, I was just going to say, is that Braxton Miller out there running his offense or not? I mean, it's like not Braxton Miller, obviously, but similar in look. J.T. Barrett, that kind. Maybe throws better than Barrett.
Better than Barrett.
Yeah. There's a shotgun snap that's dropped and
open.
Long throws into the end zone. It's through the hands of his intended receiver, Caleb Kingery. You're right. It's got a lot of Urban Meyer, Chris Leak type of look, J.T. Barrett, Braxton Miller, the type that Urban has loved through the years. There's Long back to pass, looking over the middle, and I think he's got a touchdown. Yes, he does.
Just got in.
Chris Long to Caleb Kingery for the touchdown pass. What a excellent drive by the Bethel Tate Tigers, Jeff.
I think that's 70, 75 yards in about 2 minutes, and you save 4 seconds on the clock.
And that's the perfect thing to do. You score right before the half. What a beautiful, beautiful orchestrated drive by Chris Long, the senior quarterback. Outstanding throws and runs on that drive. That's a dagger. That hurts when you give up a touchdown at the end of the half like that. Sanker with the extra point attempt is no good. So a little bit of a reprieve. They don't tack on the extra. But we're Bethel Tate 20, East Clinton 8 with 4 seconds left in the half, Jeff. That was a big turn of events.
Absolutely perfect drive. You couldn't design it any better. The patterns were crisp. The ball was on the money. When it wasn't, it was outside and no chance of an interception.
Colette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted, my favorite word, agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data technology and digital tools, we at Colette Farms help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Colette Farms Pioneer Seed farmers just like you. So we're going to have a kickoff here to probably end the half.
Probably see a squib here.
Yeah, neither team wants a disaster here. 20-8, East Clinton leading. Sanker, the kicker, missed the extra point. Looks like both teams lined up in a traditional formation, so we'll see where the ball ends up on the kick. You don't want to give up a return here, do you?
No, and you don't want to, with the distance Bethel Tate's kicker has on the ball, you didn't want to fumble either.
Well, there's the squib kick that's picked up by 33, Gavin Deniston for East Clinton. He's stacked up just short of midfield, and we have reached halftime. It is the halftime score at East Clinton Astro Field. Bethel Tate 20, East Clinton 8. Good first half, huh, Jeff?
Very good football. And I think the key to Bethel Tate's game has got to be the turnovers. At least 4 last week. I don't know if they had any fumbles. Only 1 tonight, and they put up 20 points. Not a bad half.
Now, we got to go back and circle back for a few things that we discussed during the first half broadcast as we're here at East Clinton Astro Field halftime. CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. 20-8 lead by Bethel Tate Tigers over the East Clinton Astros. Couple things we got to talk about that we mentioned in the first half. The first is the infamous reference to Joe Nash. Now, the 27 million listeners out there in our network, I want to know how many of them knew that reference that I made, except you do. Yeah, tell briefly the Joe Nash reference that I came up with.
Well, with the offense that Bethel Tate's running tonight, it's actually a very apt comparison or remembrance, Tony. Cincinnati Bengals back in the 80s, Sam White was their coach and had a very innovative offense. And what he came up with was basically a hurry-up offense, which football teams had then, and they've had for a long time. But
not really, not back in those days.
Well,
now everybody does.
What his unique thing was is that he would make substitutions as the ball was being reset, substitute in his receivers so he'd get fresh receivers in, and it was not against the rules in those days.
Right.
So the first playoff game
of 88,
Seattle Seahawks come into, at that point it was still Riverfront, I think it was called.
It was Riverfront, and Seattle was in the AFC, if you remember.
That's correct.
That shows how dated this story is. But you had Riverfront Stadium that doesn't exist, the Seattle Seahawks of the AFC that doesn't. Yeah, what is the halftime?
Halftime is another change in the rules. They can have it anywhere from 10 to 20, whatever the teams decide to do.
Yeah, put 20. That sounds good. We got a lot to talk about. Finish the Joe Nash story, and then I'll add my 2 cents in.
Well, you had on the other side a fairly crafty coach too. His name was Chuck Knox. I think he recently passed away, as did Sam. So the way Chuck Knox decided to defend, if you will, the Bengals hurry-up offense and all the substitutions that they would make was to have Joe Nash feign
defensive lineman number 72 laying on the ground the whole game.
And so after the play, Nash would be down on the ground if it was particularly if it was a 10, 15-yard gain or by the Bengals, and he would lay there as if he had a hamstring injury.
Right.
And he'd grab it and just roll around a little bit. And, of course, the first time or two you see it, you kind of feel sorry for him. You don't want to see anybody
we watched that game.
injured.
We thought, well, poor guy, he's got a bad hamstring.
But in the first quarter, when it happened about the 4th or 5th time, the gig was pretty much known. And I remember Sam just being livid. Absolutely livid about faking an injury, because technically, in those days and even today, if you fake an injury, that's a penalty. That's unsportsmanlike conduct.
Right. Not supposed to pretend you're hurt.
And my memory is that Joe would hobble off the field, and
People were laughing.
people
after
were
a while.
laughing. And then he'd come running in after one play, and if the next play he came back in, if it was a gain and the Bengals showed the fast break offense, there was Joe on the ground again. I thought Sam was going to absolutely have his heart bust out of his chest that day.
Yes, and
Mine did, I know that.
yeah, here's a few other things about that, and we'll follow up on something else interesting that occurred. That was the best. I still say this. In the 55-year history of the Cincinnati Bengals, how many years it's been out? 53? That is the best football game that the Cincinnati Bengals franchise ever played.
Perfect.
Yes, absolutely played perfect from offensively. They give the ball to Brooks, to Stanley, to Ickey, throws to Holman, throws to Brown, throws to McGee. It was just like so balanced, and it was just gorgeous to watch. And it was a fast break system that you really didn't see back in those days. We're seeing Bethel Tate do it tonight. But Sam would do it all without a huddle. And the Bengals team, the offense, was so brainy with the guys they had. Boomer running the show, Collinsworth and Rodney Holman and Anthony Munoz and Max Montoya, all Phi Beta Kappas when it comes to football. And they could run that offense. And like you said, the fake Joe Nash on the ground faking to be hurt. And then the ironic thing, a lot of people may not remember this, the Bengals play Buffalo the next week in the AFC Championship game, and the league that morning announced that the Bengals could not run the fast break, no huddle offense. It wasn't even a rule for the season. They had to let Buffalo substitute, and Sam, remember, was livid about that too.
We were too.
Yes, we're sitting
What's
there.
this making the rules
Right.
up as you go along?
You have a whole season. We're 12-4 with a playoff win on our way, home field advantage, playing for the Super Bowl, and suddenly the league that morning says, well, on second thought, folks, the way you've been playing all year long is no longer legal, and here at 1:45 on the Sunday afternoon, we're going to change the rules and tell you you can't play that way.
I mean, I think even now it was the commissioner himself
Yes, it was.
stepping in and making a unilateral decision without even getting anybody from Cincinnati's opinion one way or another.
And I remember how upset we were, and I remember Sam and those guys saying, well, screw them then. If they're going to do that, we'll kick their butt anyway. And they did, and got to the Super Bowl, and I forget how that game ended.
I want to forget it.
I think with 3:54 to go, we were leading 16-13.
And after the kickoff, San Francisco was back on their 10, but unfortunately they had a person named Joe Montana running the show.
I'll never forget us sitting there in that living room watching that game, and we both turned to each other and we said, there's too much time.
Too much time.
With 3:54 to go. Now you only need 40 seconds in today's modern game.
Right.
3:54 to having to go 90 yards. That was easy.
Right.
When you compare it to today. And the old thing that you hear is that Joe Montana trotting out to the huddle. What did he say? He looked up in the stands and says, there's John Candy. And it just took the pressure off the Frisco offense, and next thing you know, down they go the field. And
a lot of people think it was Jerry Rice that caught the winning
Nope.
pass in that Super Bowl, but that's incorrect.
Here's the other thing that's incorrect, which I'm going to help him out, his legacy, and that is number 24, Lewis Billups. There is something in psychology called the Mandela effect. See, we give you all kinds of tidbits here, where people think events occurred that really didn't. For years and years and years, we heard people complain, oh, Lewis Billups dropped a touch or interception on that drive. Had he just held on to the ball, the Bengals would have won the Super Bowl. But, folks, go back and check your YouTube videos, which we're going to get into in a minute. Lewis Billups' dropped interception was not on the last drive of the game. It was earlier in the fourth quarter. Matter of fact, I think it was the first play of the fourth quarter
On some of your
where
running plays, or like a sack.
the ball was thrown into the end zone and Lewis Billups dropped an interception. And on the very next play, Joe Montana hit Jerry Rice for the game-tying touchdown. So for all you Bengals and Lewis Billups haters, it was not Lewis Billups that dropped the ball on the last drive. It was earlier in the game. We've got some halftime stats from tonight. Jeff, what do you got there from our spotter, Joe Davis?
Well, I think somebody turned the lights out on me, so it's really difficult to see. Let's talk about Bethel Tate first. Quarterback Chris Long, looks like he was 5 for 14 in the first half, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and it looks like almost every pass went for a long distance. 173 yards on the 5 completions, so that's well over 30-yard average per completion. So Mr. Long was 5 for 14 for 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. On the run, Chris had 4 carries for 30 yards, and Mikey Malloy had 5 carries for, looks like 3 yards net. Gage Dunn, 1 carry for 1 yard. So, once again, Chris Long carrying the entire offense for Bethel Tate.
Good-looking quarterback,
Absolutely.
especially on the last drive.
Nice throws.
Jared Smith for the half was 4 for 12, which were his numbers in the entire game last week. Brandon Smith,
Brother Brandon,
3 carries for 57 yards. Jaden Singleton, 3 catches for 57 yards. Jaden Singleton, 1 catch for 17 yards. So that makes Jared's passing stats for the half 4 for 12, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and 74 yards. On the ground, Glenn Peacock, 1 carry for -3. Jared Smith carried it 6 times for net of 21 yards. Brody Fisher, 3 carries for 3 yards. So really neither team doing much on the ground other than Chris Long. Again, high school games, high school football these days, it mirrors what happens from college and pros, and I'm just absolutely amazed, and I'm pleased being an ex-quarterback.
Yes,
I enjoy
can you
seeing
imagine
that.
playing like that when your era?
I probably
weren't
would have
even
been on the
allowed
bench.
to,
Yeah,
right?
no.
A stoic drop-back passer like you.
Right.
Could you won a state title with that old system? Could you have won a title playing like this?
Well, teams win titles like this.
Yeah, nowadays.
Nowadays.
Not back then.
The one thing that's tough is when in Ohio, we do not have the playoffs at indoor facilities. So if you get in the playoffs a weekend of bad weather, like happens not too infrequently in Ohio, that kind of offense is tough to run. On the other hand, most coaches I've talked with still like running it. They say, from their perspective, that the offense knows where they're going to cut, where they're going, the defense doesn't. And as long as they have a quarterback that's knowledgeable enough to just let up a little bit of pressure on the ball with his hand so that it doesn't spurt out of his hand, they think they're happy with the bad weather.
Well, we're here at East Clinton High School, Astro Field. It's halftime. CampusNation.com, the Campus Nation YouTube channel. We've got our sister station, 106.9 WZAA out of Jeffersonville. I'm Tony Mancuso with the call. Jeff Merklin doing the color commentary. State high school champion quarterback for West Jefferson. College quarterback for Muskingum. Coach extraordinaire. And he's also going to tell us a little bit about John Robert Excavating.
John Roberts Excavating is located in Wilmington. It's a family-owned business that's been open since 1998. They are specialized and experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look us up on Facebook or call 937-382-1788. That's 937-382-1788 for a free estimate. Tony, speaking a little bit of many years ago and where I went to high school, in the state tonight, probably the top small school game in the entire state is at my hometown in West Jefferson. You've got Mechanicsburg playing there tonight. Been trying to look that score up, but I can't see any updates on the internet. That's a dandy, and I have a good friend whose son plays. Actually, two sons play for Mechanicsburg.
So Mechanicsburg's program's on the up now?
Mechanicsburg's program has been tremendous
Really
for the
has it?
last
Yeah.
10 or 15
Okay,
years.
yeah.
The problem with both West Jefferson and Mechanicsburg and numerous other very good programs in the southwest or west central part of the state is when you get to the playoffs, at some point you're going to have to play a team from the MAC or
Right.
Mid-American Conference. That's Versailles, that's St. Henry, that's Coldwater, it's Delphus St. John's. I think for my money, that's the best small school conference in the country.
Could be.
And, you know, you have professional players coming out of that small school conference regularly. Jeff Hardings, for instance, who's now a coach, he played in the NFL for Detroit, and I
Sure.
think Pittsburgh. He's now the head coach at Worthington Christian High School. Bobby Hoying went to St. Henry and played for Ohio State and the Philadelphia Eagles. Many, many great athletes come out of that league.
Yeah, they sure do. That's a powerhouse league. We talked about East Clinton High School, the stadium being like the Field of Dreams look. And you know me, Jeff, I'll hear something and it just doesn't sound right. And when you in the first half said that you saw film clips of Shoeless Joe Jackson, the real Shoeless Joe Jackson, playing in a live, like on film, moving in live action, stop and go action, my first reaction was, no, you did not see Shoeless Joe Jackson on TV playing baseball or anything like that. Now, somebody sent me a video which we don't have time to look at. My first couple minutes of it, not minutes, first few seconds, all I saw were pictures of Joe, which I'm saying, okay, fine. I'll grant that there's photographs of the guy. But live actual video of him moving around, come on. You're saying you saw that before?
Unless it's the Mandela effect.
Right, the real Joe Jackson, Shoeless Joe.
I believe sometime in my life, and I enjoy watching the YouTube channel, and then on my phone, I believe I've seen bits and old reel clips of Shoeless Joe.
All right, I'll tell you something. How old am I now? 50-something? I forget the second digit.
Don't we give up
The first
the
one
numbers?
is still,
Yeah.
the first digit is still the 5. I'm going to say in 5-something years of being alive, I have never seen, and after watching and playing and broadcasting and coaching and managing about 75,000 baseball games in my life, I have never seen a video of Joe Jackson. Are you sure?
On the YouTube that I did have time to look up and have a search done, and on YouTube at least 10 to 12 clips came up.
Are
and
you
that's
sure
just
it's
the first
no
page.
actor playing Joe Jackson?
It looked to me like that if I had time to play the clips, that there would be a couple clips of Joe, and that's how I remember it.
All right.
But
All right.
I
Well,
think you make a great point on the Mandela effect.
later
Maybe,
on, when I'm by myself, alone at night, dreaming about being Shoeless Joe Jackson, I will try to look and see if there's a video that's out there of the Shoeless Joe Jackson.
maybe it was Barry Bonds, I'm remembering.
Just like people said, oh, yeah, I remember seeing JFK shot on TV. Well, you know that's not true. It wasn't on television. We've seen films of it later, but it wasn't broadcast live. We also talked about Lewis Billups, who did not drop the ball on the last drive. Sometimes the old memory, especially when that first digit gets up near 6, which I'm closer to the 6 than I am the low 5, so it happens.
Well,
but
I'm
hey,
on the 6s.
yeah, I'm not on no 6. Not for a while. Not for a while. But that's a good time to talk about the Jefferson Lions Club. Jeff, tell us about it.
Jeffersonville Lions Club, Tony.
Yeah,
The Jeffersonville
Jeffersonville.
Lions Club is hosting a fish fry fundraiser on Saturday, September 5th from 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 7:30 in the evening with a fireworks display at 9 o'clock. They're located at 1 Railroad Street in downtown Jeffersonville. Family-style dining or carry-out options will be available. So support your local community and enjoy Labor Day with friends at the Jeffersonville Lions Club Fish Fry Fundraiser.
Right, the Triple F tomorrow night. Sounds like some good fried fish at the Fish Fry Fundraiser. Sounds like a good thing to attend. Let's reintroduce everybody here as we wind down the halftime festivities. It's campusnation.com. It's the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. It's also 106.9 WZAA out of Jeffersonville. What a fantastic station. There's a lot of celebrities that talk on that station, including me.
Absolutely. It is a fantastic station.
I'm just teasing. I'm not a celebrity.
Oh, you're a celebrity call-in.
But we have Tony Mancuso here doing the play-by-play. Jeff Merklin, state champion football quarterback that wasn't allowed to call audibles. He just ran what the coach called, and he ran it to a state championship. So nothing wrong with that. It sounds like you done good, regardless of no audibles.
I used to be
Congratulations.
halfway decent in life.
Here across the board, it's Joe Holdren on the camera. Joe Davis and all other spotters up here in the East Clinton press box have been doing an A-plus job. Sydney Phillips, the producer and owner, and eating ice cream, which nobody offered me any. That's my favorite.
Oh.
That's my favorite food in the world is ice cream, and of course nobody offered me anything. Joe Holdren's saying how good it is. How would I know unless he brought me some? Right?
Well, I thought being the color man, I'd get a half a
Right.
cup anyway.
No, everybody up here except for me and you are eating ice cream. So
It's devastating.
Thanks everybody for that gesture. We're here coming to the second half. Teams are getting ready for the kickoff. The officials are saying you got a 3-minute countdown to get the teams ready. It's halftime here at East Clinton High School. East Clinton trailing Bethel Tate Tigers. It's Bethel Tate 20, East Clinton Astros 8. Jeff, what do you see in the second half?
Well, now we've seen East Clinton for 3 halves of football, 6 quarters. I'm concerned that their offense is generally one that's going to take some time to get down the field. I hope, though, that what happens in the second half is they finally pushed it into the end zone after 5.5 quarters of football, and that maybe that offense will start clicking and they'll get back in it.
Okay, I still see Sydney here chomping on ice cream, and even though I gave about 30 hints in the last segment, I don't see anybody up here running and getting us ice cream.
We are not Marty Brenneman.
There's Joe making fun of us. The fact that we're here suffering for the ice cream. He's smiling away, thinking it's funny, but I'm really kind of serious. It looks so good. We're joking, sort of.
Is that homemade here in Clinton County?
Oh,
It
she's
looks
even
delicious.
saying it's good.
Oh,
Okay, how many people we got up here? We probably shouldn't say because we're probably not allowed to have this many up here. It's 10 or less, I believe.
I think we're socially distanced.
Yeah, socially distanced, and I count 1, 2, 10. So one of these 10 people that are lurking around can volunteer to go get us ice cream. No, come on.
Well, I think we deserve it.
Sydney's buddy in the all red. Send her for ice cream. Here, I'll buy if somebody flies. I'll pull out some money here. Here. Buy us some ice cream, Mrs. Phillips. And you can please bring back every cent of the change. All right. Here we go. Team's getting ready for the second half, Jeff. It's 20-8. I missed who gets the ball at the beginning of the third
I
quarter.
think you'll have Bethel Tate, if I
it
recall
looks like
correctly.
Philip Davis brings out the designated kickoff ball. Who's number 58? Look, who does he look like, Jeff? 58 for Ohio State. Think about it. Quick. Linebacker. Former Bengal, too. Steve Tovar.
Steve Tovar.
Doesn't it look like Steve Tovar?
From Elyria, Ohio.
Yeah, it does. It looks like Steve Tovar.
And what, Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, and a Bengal, too, don't
And a
forget.
Bengal,
Yeah.
right.
Had a good career. That's what I had the image of Philip Davis looking like Steve Tovar.
Well, he doesn't just look like him. I think Mr. Davis is quite a defensive player. He plays a lot like Tovar used to play.
Like I said, one of my favorite things about this East Clinton team is the kicker being Philip Davis. I love this. There he is.
Back in the days when the tackles or the linebackers doubled as kickers, even in the pros.
Yep.
Lou Groza was a tackle.
Gino Marchetti,
Gino Marchetti, he was an end.
Hall of Famer. There's Philip Davis approaching the ball and kicks it down in the corner. It's going to roll into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback for Bethel Tate as the kick rolls into the end zone. Some of the people thought that perhaps the Bethel Tate returner touched the ball, but I don't think so.
Well, even if he did, there was enough carry on the kick that once it hit the goal line, it's a dead ball.
That's right. So Bethel Tate coming out in this fast break offense on their first possession of half number 2, leading 20-8. And there they are up on the line and ready to go. Chris Long in shotgun formation, drops back to pass, and this time he is buried. Caleb Kingery. Now, see, here comes Sydney, and she brought back every cent of the change, plus 2 beautiful-looking ice creams. My goodness, does that look good.
Our producer takes care of
Gosh, does that look good. Here's a ball carrier is number 5 for Bethel Tate, Mikey Malloy. Not much there, Jeff.
You know, other than Long, as we discussed at halftime, Bethel Tate's running backs haven't found a lot of green themselves.
Not much, but Chris Long sure has, throwing the ball around the field, running free a few times. Third down play, big play here for Bethel Tate in the East Clinton defense, and he's under duress. Long gets it off to Malloy. Loss of yardage and a big defensive stand by the East Clinton Astros.
Very, they seemed fast, very fast coming out of the locker room. Maybe you had a point at the end of the first half.
Yeah,
they've been a little tuckered out.
They were gassed on that last drive. Now, I just chewed into that ice cream. I'm going to say, my goodness, that was good. So good. There is Bethel Tate in punt formation. Aaron Sandker, the left-footed kicker, ball's on the ground, picks it up and gets it out of there. Good kick. What a nice punt. East Clinton lets it roll, and it dies on the Bethel 47.
Net of 41.
What a great kick. Hey, why you get to read the next commercial so that I can read or eat my ice cream.
Are we to Sam's?
Talk about Sam's Meats.
All right. Football fans, stop by Sam's Meats, located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street. Support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 o'clock to 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. Go check out Sam's Meats.
All right, here comes an update from the recently back from the ice cream errand, Sydney Phillips. All right, no surprise. We're not going to announce Clinton Massey behind too many times this season, I don't believe. The score at the other side of our broadcast team as Clinton Massey 57, Goshen nothing.
The problem with for Clinton Massey opponents this year, Tony, is that they're an angry bunch as well. They lost in the first round of the playoffs last year, and it doesn't happen too often.
This is another big drive for East Clinton. The ball's on their side of the field, heading toward the Bethel Tate side. Got about a 3rd and 3. This is a big call here, Jeff. There's a snap back to.
That is a beautiful tackle.
Right.
I thought he was going to get the first down easily. Didn't catch you.
The tackle made by number 21, Hank
Hank
Williams.
Williams,
That's
there's our
man.
man.
He's not only can he and his father and grandfather sing, but he can make tackles too.
Hank produces hits in the studio and on the football field.
That's a good one. The hit maker,
The hit
Hank
maker.
Williams, the third.
The hit man.
All right, big 4th down for East Clinton. Big. Smith back to pass. Jeff Merklin, quarterback and coach. Was that a running down or a passing down, in your opinion?
Well, they tried to do the play action pass. Bethel Tate was not fooled. The receiver was open, but they had number 20, Patrick Salvatore, had good pressure on the quarterback and credit him with a hurry and the incomplete pass.
Ball turned over on downs to, and there's Malloy finding some room that time, rumbling ahead, across midfield. I'm not sure that was the play call I would have called on 4th down, but we saw what happened. Snaps on the ground, but I think Bethel Tate falls on it.
And, of course, that's the risk, a much higher risk offense. I think it's pretty clear that if you execute it, though, well worth the risk. I'm not sure we're going to see too many better quarterbacks this year than Chris Long.
Well, I think the call, Jeff, was, or the going for it on 4th down was right. I just didn't love the play call. There's Long out of the pocket. Incomplete on 3rd down.
Great pressure there. That is.
When East Clinton gets pressure on him, he struggles, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Just like every quarterback
absolutely.
in the world does.
Caleb Kingry, you've said his name a lot tonight. I'm going to say it. Tremendous pressure. Great play.
Brings up a 4th down punt for Bethel Tate, leading 20-8 with 7:14 to go in the 3rd quarter. Sanker lined up to punt. Snaps high, but he does catch it. Gets it out of there. Ball's rolling on the ground and picked up by Brandon Smith, who keeps his feet, crosses the 30. Nice return.
Straight north and south, so to speak.
Time for Tin Cap, which is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games like these, the largest outdoor patio with covered area, and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap, where they always serve up smiles by the glass full. We'll see you for live music Saturdays, trivia Thursdays. Tin Cap, located 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington. Tin Cap. There's a keeper for Smith who gets out, makes some good 1st down yardage to the 44-yard line. Good run.
Jared Smith, I think, hit his stride about 2 or 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, and he has looked like a completely different quarterback since that time from what we saw the first 5 quarters. Very confident, running the ball well. Most of his passes when he has time to throw are on the money. Both quarterbacks doing a nice job here tonight.
Injured player down on the field for Bethel Tate. Our spotters, which have been tremendous tonight, say it's number 54, but I don't have do I have a 54 on my roster? Yes, I do. It is Luke Frondorf, the captain, who gets up and trots off. Always good to see that.
Yeah, one of the top players on the defense for Bethel Tate.
Yeah, we don't want any of these kids hurt, so it's good to see him up on his own power and ran off the field. Hopefully he's okay and can continue onward. So here comes East Clinton to the line. We've said this how many times? This is a big drive again.
Well, I'm going to agree with you on this one. I think they need to make a good push and try to get in the end zone.
Smith takes the shotgun snap, runs into the line on first down. Not much there.
One of the things I've noticed tonight that I did not see a lot of last week is but more players are wearing masks underneath their helmet.
You know what? I need to get these trusty binoculars out to confirm that because I didn't notice it either.
Several along the sidelines here.
How about that? What a good view out of these binoculars, too. I love them. There's Smith's pass out to his brother, Brandon. Short of midfield. Nice gain. We'll bring up now a third and about 5-ish. I think this is 4-down territory, don't you?
No, not at this point.
You're punting if you don't pick this up?
You don't want to give Bethel Tate the ball on your side of the field at this point.
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
6 minutes to go in the game, I agree with you. Not now.
All right, this is a big play here for East Clinton, and Jared Smith gets instructions from the East Clinton sideline and gets to his teammates, gives them the play call. Up comes the designated center ball spotter, and it's 3rd down and 5. Big play, whistles blow, and East Clinton's going to get a timeout.
On the other side of the coin, I think all the referees had masks on last week, and do any of them have masks on tonight?
Well, I don't think so, but let's get these binoculars to confirm. I do not think they are wearing them tonight. I wonder what's different. What's different, I wonder? You know what I think's different? It varies by the home school. Aren't the home schools able to make some of these calls? Perhaps the Wilmington group required it, and the East Clinton may not necessarily.
As long as schools meet the minimum standards set forth by the health department and the OHSAA, they can certainly add more if they want. But the referees, I think, are governed by the OHSAA.
Well, but they're not wearing them.
It must be optional at this point. Last week, I think the whole crowd had them.
All right. I think I want to hear about Colette Farms, Jeff. So does our audience.
Well, and that's understandable because Colette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Colette Farms Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you.
Big 3rd down play for East Clinton after the timeout. Smith drops back to pass, is under pressure and brought down, lost yardage. That did not go well for the Astros.
Good pressure and forced Jared to tuck it and try to get some.
I'm going to predict they're going. They're not punting here, Jeffrey.
Okay, they're listening to you instead of me.
Well, we'll see how it turns out.
See what happens.
They're not punting. It's 4th and 6. I think going for it is the correct call here. So it's a big play for East Clinton and the Bethel Tate defense. 4th and 6. You wanted to kick. I say go. Let's see what happens. Snap to Smith over the middle. Incomplete. Looked like he had a receiver open, but the pass falls incomplete, Jeff.
Again, two Bethel Tate Tigers right in his face. That's tough for any quarterback to step into it and throw against that kind of pressure.
Ball intended for Trenton Guerin falls incomplete on 4th down. This tall, lanky senior, 6'4", but incomplete on that play. Now, ball turns over on downs to Bethel Tate. So we won't know if that was the right call or not until we see this drive. So don't get your horses up yet.
Oh, no. And
there's a flag down on the field. Official stopped the ball dead. See, I think the definition of whether it was the right call or not is yet to be determined.
Well, it was the right call in retrospect. Again, I tend to forget football is now being played in a different environment, so to speak, this year where everything's different. What's going to hurt you to go for it there when you're not going to lose any computer points?
I guess everybody's in the playoffs. There's a handoff to Malloy, who gets back the original penalty yards on 1st and 15. We're under 4 minutes in the third quarter.
Philip Davis on the hit there, Tony.
East Clinton trailing Bethel Tate 20-8 here at beautiful Astro Field of Dreams. 2nd and 9. There's Long keeping to the left on the far side. Not much there again. So here's 3rd down and long. No pun intended. 3rd and 10 for Chris Long and his Bethel Tate fellow Tigers. Empty backfield, Long back to pass. He's under some pressure, gets out of there, and there he goes, and he is off to the races, heading down the right sideline and down inside the 20. What a nice play.
Similarity to Urban Meyer's quarterbacks is absolutely just
right. Was
striking.
that Barrett or Miller we just saw running that play? That's what it looked like.
Looked like Braxton Miller to me.
That's what it looked like.
He runs like him. He carries himself in a lot of the same way.
It's funny
Great
you say
athlete.
that because 20 minutes ago I'm thinking that looks like Braxton Miller-like type of play. We forget how good he was. There's a pass to the left by Chris Long to number 10, Gage Dunn. As East Clinton's defense, now they better buckle up here because if Tate goes in for a touchdown, that's going to be a big boost to their, and there's a dead ball foul. In pros, we call it what? Unabated to the quarterback. They don't call it that in high school.
I've never heard it
Right.
used at this level.
Right. NFL, unabated. They always come up with those fancy things. Unabated to the quarterback. That sounds more like a lawyer term than it does a football term.
A little too much for me.
I think
Touchdown.
Bethel Tate gets into the end zone. On the run to the left. Who scored, spotters? Yeah, Mikey Malloy with the touchdown. Thank you. We got the best spotters ever up here, I think. Seriously. No, I rank them in the top 5 at least. They've been great. Every single call is correct. I can understand you make some mistakes, but these guys aren't making any mistakes.
None.
Every call they're making is perfect. There's the point after by Sanker is good.
Tony, last week we were told, and I think rightfully so, that the Wilmington kicker is a potential Division I prospect, but this Sanker has a tremendous leg on him. The
Yeah, he
extra
does.
points, those balls would be good through the post from 45, 50 yards, maybe with some to spare.
Gives the Bethel Tate Tigers a 27-8 lead with 3:14 left in the third quarter, and it's a good time to talk about John Robert Excavating, located in Wilmington. It's a family-owned business since 1998. They are specializing and experienced in general excavation, sewer storm grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look them up on Facebook or call 937 382 1788 for a free estimate. That's 937 382 1788 for a free estimate from John Robert Excavating. How about that last drive by Bethel Tate, Jeff?
May have put it away, Tony. Obviously, the offense revolves around Chris Long, and rightfully so. But I think the addition in this week's game plan, if you will, is Mike Malloy having a lot more touches than he had last week.
There's Sinker's kick, a squib kick that's fielded at the 35-yard line by number 33 of East Clinton, and that's Gavin Dennison. And there's flags that come in after the play's dead. The officials, they're getting together, but they are sort of social distancing, aren't they?
Yes. I don't know what happened with regard to Bethel Tate, but somebody did something that maybe they got within 6 feet of the ball carrier.
Oh, is there a new rule of that nature?
Well, when the ball's not in play, there is.
Well, it's a long personal foul penalty against Bethel Tate. Now, that's a lot of chunk of yardage to march off starting the drive. So, ball's at the 43-yard line of Bethel Tate for East Clinton, trailing 27-8 with a little over 3 minutes to go in quarter number 3.
East Clinton certainly has had great field position tonight, Tony.
Got to score here. Smith in the shotgun. Hand off to Brody Fisher, who goes over right tackle, gains a couple.
54.
Tackle by 54 of Bethel Tate.
That's Luke Frondorf.
Luke Frondorf, who marched off hurt a little earlier in the third quarter, but he's back in on the Tigers defense. Coming up on 2:30 to go in the third quarter, campusnation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation, 106.9 WZAA out of Jeffersonville. Tony Mancuso with Jeff Merklin here at Astro Field. And there's some confusion on the field and another timeout by East Clinton.
Signals did not get in from the sideline very clearly, and good idea to take a timeout there. This is a very important drive, and I think it's 3rd and 9 if I'm reading the
well, speaking of 3rd and 9, it's time to talk about Jeffersonville Lions Club. The Jeffersonville Lions Club is hosting a fish fry fundraiser. Those 3 F's again on Saturday, September 5, from 4 to 7:30 p.m. with a 4th F. I just noticed that. Fireworks. Fireworks at 9 p.m. They are located at 1 Railroad Street in downtown Jeffersonville. Family-style dining or carry-out options will be available. Support your local community and enjoy Labor Day with friends at the Jeffersonville Lions Club. So we got, a 2nd and 9 here.
2nd and 9, thank you.
East Clinton with a ball on the Bethel 43. Snap back to Smith, who's got plenty of time and down the field. And that ball is picked. Thrown up for grabs, intercepted by number 10, I believe. Yep, 10, Jared Singleton. Excuse me, we were talking about the opposite 10. It's Gage Dunn with the interception. So Gage Dunn of Bethel Tate picks up that ball. What'd you see on that play, Jeff?
Gage was playing center field. The ball was, it was supposed to be a streak or a go pattern down the sidelines. That's what it was. The ball was thrown. You don't want to miss that one into the middle of the field. If you miss it, you want to miss it out of bounds. And the Gage got over there and
right. It
was
seems
able to
like
pick it
Gage
off.
was just lurking back there, just kind of baiting the interception, and he sure did.
He was in trouble if it was thrown towards the sideline, but it was not, and therefore you got a turnover.
All right, we finished the ice cream, but we got a lot more to talk about when it comes to Sam's Meats.
Sam's Meats, football fans, stop by Sam's Meats located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef along with deli, cheese, and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals and their made-to-order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., and 8 to 6 on Saturdays. Check out Sam's Meats.
We're at 2:06 of quarter number 3. The Bethel Tate Tigers leading the East Clinton Astros 27-8. There's a stoppage in play as looks like Coach Olds and staff are giving it to the officials on the sidelines, wanting an explanation about something. The official, that official is wearing a mask.
He didn't
Jeff.
earlier.
No,
So
he put one on to get close.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Good
When
call.
he got the closer that he got to the East Clinton coaching staff, then he put a mask on. Yeah, there's some explanation that the East Clinton staff wants on that exchange. We don't have word of it of what actually is going on.
And of course, you can't read lips with masks
No,
on.
can't read lips. All we see is a black mask.
And a head bobbing.
Anybody who's a lip reader is probably out of business at this time of.
No
Right.
YouTube lip reading.
Nope.
Funny football lip reading
Nope.
tonight.
Can't tell what they're saying.
Tony, a player that's having, I don't know how it's been quietly, but I just thought about it, that's having a fantastic game is the junior for Bethel Tate, Gage Dunn, who had that interception.
Yes.
He had the 90-yard reception for a touchdown earlier. He's had a couple other receptions for good yardage, interception. He's all over the place out there.
Tin Cap is more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, and pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games like these. The largest outdoor patio with covered area and a large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap where they always serve up smiles by the glass full. We'll see you live for music on Saturdays, trivia Thursdays. Tin Cap, located at 59 Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington, Ohio. Bethel Tate with the ball on the East Clinton 40-yard line, leading 28-7. Snap back to Long. He tosses it out to number 10.
Gage.
Gage again. Gage Dunn.
Brody Fisher on the tackle, Tony.
I can hear Dandy Don doing do-re-mi's in the other side of this building.
That's right.
You can hear him.
I think we date ourselves every time we tell one of our stories, Tony.
We'll tell that in a second as Chris Long rolls to the left, throws in his nicely thrown ball complete. There's a flag down on our side of the field away from the play.
You'll have an ineligible receiver downfield on that, Tony.
What do you think of the call? An ineligible, was it on our side and the play went to the other, though?
I think you had the right tackle or the right guard, which the quarterback rolled out to the left, inched their way downfield too far, and the referee, the line judge on our side of the field, caught it.
That's what you have as the call, as the gain by Bethel Tate is negated, and they're moved back for the penalty. So a nice completion is wiped off the board by the ineligible receiver downfield. So now we're at 2nd and 14, and there's Long, a handoff to Malloy, who's tripped up by Brody Fisher. Malloy rumbles ahead for about 5. Now we're 3rd down and 8. Big play here. Long in shotgun. Looks over the defense, and the ball snapped to him, rolls to the left. Down the field he goes, and it's picked off. 14, Trenton Guerin with the interception. I'd call that just a punt, right, Jeff?
Just as
Just
good,
effective,
or
yeah.
maybe
better, right? Trenton Guerin. See, I don't mind that because you throw it up for grabs. If it gets through, the game's over. But it's picked off, which acts as a punt.
Correct, and that bothers me in big-time college football on Saturday or pro football on Sunday when the announcers don't realize a bigger picture like that. It was a good call. You either get a touchdown,
An interference. Right.
or at worst you get an
A
incompletion,
pick, right.
and you can punt it, or even actually that's probably the second best thing that could happen is an interception.
That's right. Really,
And then you hear those announcers.
I hate to say, advantage Bethel Tate on that.
Correct. You hear the announcers
Why did he do that? What kind of play was
talking
that?
about the number of interceptions a quarterback's thrown, and
Yep.
don't take into account
I agree
plays
with
like
you.
that.
I agree with you. Totally agree. So now East Clinton backed up on the shadows of their goal post. There's Smith on the keeper. Not much there again. Jared Smith on the keeper. Tackle made by... They called out number 8, Lucas Runk, but I don't know if that's him, but can't tell from this angle. Less than 20 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Clock is going to, I think they're just going to let it run out, Jeff.
Probably a good idea.
They're not going to run
They're not
another
gonna
play.
run.
They're not going to snap the ball again as the 3rd quarter clock runs down. East Clinton didn't score in quarter number 3, and at the end of 3, it's Bethel Tate Tigers 27, the East Clinton Astros 8. CampusNation.com, the Campus Nation YouTube channel, 106.9 WZAA out of Jeffersonville. I'm Tony Mancuso here with Jeff Merklin, state champion quarterback, coach, college quarterback. Sidney Phillips in charge of the whole electricity and the outfit that's being broadcast. Our cameraman, Joe Holdren. We got all kinds of spotters up here. The only name we were ever told was Joe Davis, but there's like an all-star team of spotters up here. So they're getting all the calls correct and helping us with our broadcast, and it's a good time to talk about one of our many wonderful sponsors. Colette Farms is up next. Jeff, let's hear about Colette Farms.
Colette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Colette Farms Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you. And Tony, I'm wondering, this is such a nice setup here with everything that the station does for us to prepare for the game. I think they can get them up to one of my girls' basketball games this winter, and you be the play-by-play?
Well, I'd love to do that. You have to ask Mr. and Mrs. Rick Phillips because they're the ones in charge, not me.
Will do.
I would love to do it, but they got to give the go-ahead. There's an injury timeout. Now, we were teasing about Joe Nash. This is what the Joe Nash looked like. If you're on this camera, this is exactly, we told that story at halftime. Now, is it Philip Davis who's down for them? Somebody's down on the field. We can't tell. We don't want to announce Philip Davis if it's not him, but somebody's down getting the cramps relief. And yes, it is Philip Davis. And if you saw that, just plug in Joe Nash to what we just saw, only it was repeated. How many times? 15, 16,
Oh, at least
20?
If there's any Bengal fans watching, I'm sure that if they're in our age bracket, they remember that as well.
Yes, and that was, we might as well said Joe Nash during that because that's exactly what it looked like. So when you're at the tin cap trivia next Thursday night, just if you don't know an answer to a question, call out Joe Nash. You might win.
That's right.
All right, big third down play here. There's a run to the left. Not much of a gain.
Tony, that's an example there of your point earlier in the broadcast where you said you don't know maybe the result of a decision or a coach's call until maybe 6-10 plays later. There you had a pass that was intercepted. Now you get 3 and out and a punt, and you're going to get great field position.
10:50 to go and counting. East Clinton's going to punt it out of there on 4th down. Smith kicks it out of there, gets it out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. We got 10:34 to go. It's Bethel Tate 28, East Clinton 8. It's Friday, September 4. It's campusnation.com. It's the Campus Nation YouTube channel. It's 106.9 WZAA. And it's high school football, and it don't get no better than that, Jeff.
Absolutely. Perfect night.
Perfect night. You could not have a better night for football.
That is stupid.
So it's Chris Long lining up his Tiger teammates and passes out to the left, complete to number 28, Wyatt Burton. Now, we said a little bit about the Dandy Don reference, so let's talk about what that means.
Oh, that's a wonderful story. I
Yes.
think you get to tell that
Well,
one.
when Monday Night Football was at its heyday, when it was the best, which it's not that way anymore, as Long completes it out to the right. Kingery. He's got a first down pass. Ball came loose. Excuse me, it was Jacob Story on the reception, not Kingery. So Long to Jacob Storer for a first down. Anyway, Monday Night Football was at its heyday in the early 70s. The broadcast team of Frank Gifford and Howard Cosell and Don Meredith, the former Cowboy quarterback. When games would wind down at the end, the classic call was Don Meredith singing, "Turn out the lights, the party's over." And when that song was sang, that's exactly what it was, turn out the lights. So Don's warming up here, Jeff, with 9:45 left.
And I think we need to get Hank Williams up here to sing the song, actually.
Right, not me. I wish old Don was around to sing. I miss those days. Those guys were so good. There's Malloy up the middle. And is he going for a touchdown? It's marked.
Touchdown.
Yes, touchdown on the far right side.
I was going to say tackle by Brody Fisher.
Is it Malloy with the touchdown?
Yes.
So it's now 33-8, and we made that Dandy Don Meredith reference, Jeff, and
He's at least clearing his voice.
right, he's like doing the do-re-mi's off to the side, and he's about ready to sing because that was a big touchdown there for the Bethel Tate Tigers, leading now 33-8 as Sanker lines up for the extra point. Snap down, beautiful hold. Kick looks solid, good. It's 34-8. And it's Colette Farms. Colette Farms Pioneer Seed is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic, I love that word, agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there through the season, working directly with you. Colette Farms, Pioneer Seed, farmers just like you. We're at 34-8, Jeff. What do you think here with 9:23 left?
If I'm East Clinton, I'm going to work on something that may be in the back of my mind. It needs a little polishing up for the next week. Try to get out of here with no injuries and try to get something positive in the few minutes we have remaining in the game.
Right, because it looks like Bethel Tate's in complete control of this one here tonight. Like you said, we don't want anybody hurt. There's the kick that goes out of bounds on the far side. Flags come in. So we're going to have a kickoff out of bounds. East Clinton will take over.
I think this speaks highly to New Richmond, Tony. I'm impressed with this Bethel Tate
Yeah,
squad.
they're offensively, they're fun to watch.
Right.
All starts with the quarterback, Chris Long, the senior quarterback. We've already commented that he kind of has that Braxton Miller kind of a vibe. And, you know, we were talking earlier about these fast break, no-huddle offenses, and really Bethel Tate's running it to perfection.
Again, for a small school, impressed with the I imagine they have a lot of smart kids on their team to be able to take all that in,
Yes.
execute it.
It's not easy to play this sport.
No.
We'll never say that ever. It's a tough, because all the plays and formations and film study and all the things that you got to do as a football player, and give the kids credit. You know, there's no pros out here. There's no, maybe not even any college prospects, but they still care about it and they do a heck of a job. Fisher, the ball carrier for East Clinton. Coming up on 9 minutes to go in this one. East Clinton comfortably behind 34-8 to Bethel Tate. Smith still getting the signals from the sidelines and is still showing good leadership skills. Down 26 points. Looks like he hasn't given up by any stretch.
No, and that's a young man that's going to be pretty sore when he wakes up
Yeah,
tomorrow.
he's carried the ball. Yeah.
He's carried the ball a lot. He's thrown the ball quite a bit. Been hit a
There's
lot.
Smith back to pass, throws the ball. What? Oh, in and out of the hands of his brother.
That was a beautiful throw, Tony.
Branson Smith on the drop. Now, let's see. Branson is a senior and Jared is a junior. So younger bro is going and talking to his older brother.
I could have had another 40 yards pass
Yeah,
in on
they
that
could
brother.
have. Wonder if they'll talk about that one later on tonight.
I think he'll be in bed pretty early tonight.
Yeah. We're at 3rd and 10 here for East Clinton.
Brody's in the back. Kingery's blocking.
Snap to Smith, who rolls to the right. Going to be stopped right around the line of scrimmage on 3rd down.
32 tackle.
Cole Grigsby on the hit, Tony.
4th down. Are you going or are you kicking it out?
I would punt. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but
Different philosophies on that. Do you just run out the clock and just try to play for another week, or do you try to make points out of this to make the game score a little closer? They are punting. Smith gets it away. Rolls down on the Bethel Tate side, and it's downed at about the 30.
Well, one of the reasons I'd have gone ahead and punted there like East Clinton did is at this point, I do not want my quarterback taking any more hits out there. I want him ready for next week.
Tell us about John Robert Excavating.
John Roberts Excavating, located in Wilmington, is a family-owned business since 1998. They specialize and are experienced in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. Look up John Roberts Excavating on Facebook or call 937-382-1788. That's 937-382-1788 for a free estimate.
There's Malloy rumbling on first down. I think they're going to give him a first down run and a conversion for another set of downs, Jeff.
That's another
tough kid to tackle, huh?
Young man that's had a...
Yes.
I think he's quietly getting up around maybe 60, 70, 80 yards.
Yes, he's had a nice game. The 5'5 junior, Mikey Malloy.
New quarterback in the game, too. That would be...
And how about that? His first carry, number 25, the new QB for Bethel Tate.
Cameron Snyder.
Cameron Snyder, the backup quarterback on his freshman. As listed in the scorebook.
5'10", 135.
Takes his first snap of the ball game and ran all the way down inside the East Clinton 20-yard line on about the 20. A nice run. How about that? A kid coming off the bench and doing that.
Well, he's been able to have the luxury of seeing Chris Long play this year, or has the luxury of watching him.
He's throwing on first down and another completion. So he's Cameron Snyder, the freshman quarterback off the bench, doing what you said was getting your quarterback out and getting him to another week.
No, that was Jared because he's been hit so much.
Yeah,
tonight.
right. Well, it works both ways. They've both been hit.
Well, no, for the freshman that's in the game now, you want to give him a couple plays that matter in case he has to come in there at some point.
There you go. That I agree with. I do agree. There's Malloy up the middle, still on his feet, picking his way inside the 10.
Young man's like a bowling ball out there.
Yeah, he's tough to... We're going to date ourselves again. How about this name? Don Nottingham. And what's funny, my guy Jeff, even before I said it, he knew what I was thinking.
I didn't say it because I didn't want to date myself again tonight.
And there's another cramp by our guy Philip Davis. 58. Stretched out again by the East Clinton training staff. He's had a couple of those tonight, Jeff, where he's been down with the cramping.
I wonder if this COVID is even affecting the water the kids drink, because I think one of the new rules is that each player has to have his own bottle of water or his own container.
So you think they're not hydrated correctly?
I wonder if that's another trickle-down effect of COVID.
So in other words, you save them from COVID, but you dehydrate them. So I don't know about this.
We better watch what we say about masks and COVID, Tony.
Well, we're not going to say anything except we're going to talk about Jefferson Lions Club.
That's better.
It's hosting a fish fry fundraiser on Saturday, September 5 from 4 to 7:30 p.m. with the 4F, the fireworks display at 9 p.m. They're located at 1 Railroad Street in downtown Jeffersonville. Family-style dining, carry-out options will be available. Support your local community and enjoy Labor Day with friends. Freshman quarterback Cameron Snyder running the show now for Bethel Tate as they wind down the clock. 6:28 to go. What a nice-looking throw. Incomplete. But what a gun that was. How about that? A freshman throwing a ball like that?
Imagine him another year or two when he's grown about 3 or 4 inches and added 30 or 40 pounds.
He's listed at 5'10", 135, so he's Not a big kid, but my goodness.
I don't know that he's 5'10", to be honest
Yeah, he
with
looks smaller than that. I think that's generous.
you. I think 5'7's maybe a little more.
Well, boy, the ball came out of there. What a gun.
My guess is that kid has been a tremendous athlete all his life.
Yeah, I bet. I see a travel baseball pitcher. You want to bet?
Exactly. I bet. I wouldn't bet against it.
I bet so. I bet so. Tell us a little bit about Sam's Meats, Jeff.
Sam's Meats, football fans. Stop by Sam's, located in Wilmington, Ohio at 1209 West Locust Street, to support a locally owned and operated business. Sam's Meats has fresh chicken, pork, and beef, along with deli cheese and lunch meats. Their meat deals are a great way to buy meat in bulk, helping to save you both time and money. The dining room is open for you to enjoy homemade hot bar meals, and they're made to order grill menu. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and a variety of homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 to 6 on Saturdays. Check out Sam's Meats.
So it's 3rd down and 5.
25 keeps it.
And a keeper by the quarterback freshman, Cameron Snyder. Stacked up, really no gain. Now here's an interesting down call. It's 4th down, and it doesn't look like Sanker and the kicking team is coming out. It looks like they're going to keep the ball moving and the clock moving. It's 34-8, Bethel Tate leading East Clinton. It's 4th and 9. And the snap, a little bit awry, but back to pass, a beautifully thrown ball. What a good-looking play that was, and a moment for Cameron Snyder. A touchdown pass, a freshman quarterback hits Malloy to the left side. Beautifully executed play, a perfectly thrown ball, and what a thrill, huh?
Absolutely, Tony. The thing I'm thinking about is in 2 weeks now, we saw Wilmington with 2 very talented quarterbacks, and now we see Bethel Tate with 2 talented quarterbacks. The position has been so specialized in the last 30 or 40 years with private coaches. Good to see.
And he doubles up as the holder. The snap was not great, and he handled it well, put it down, and Sanker with the extra point. Now we're at 41-8, and I think, am I allowed to do the Don Meredith Dandy Don singing, or should I spare our audience?
Let me turn my ears off first.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. I did that bad on purpose that time. I honestly could sing better than
I
that.
know you can.
Barely, but I can.
You're very talented.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. All right, let's see who we want to hear from next. Is it Tin Cap? No, we talked about Tin Cap.
I just did Sam's.
I think we need to talk about Tin Cap. It's more than just your locally owned hard cider company. Tin Cap offers handcrafted hard ciders along with local craft beers, cocktails, pizza. Tin Cap leads the area in entertainment, offering large TVs for big games like these. The largest outdoor patio, covered area, large stage for live music. Join your friends at Tin Cap where they always serve up smiles by the glass full. We'll see you for live music Saturdays and trivia Thursdays at Tin Cap, located at 59 West Sugar Tree Street in Wilmington, Ohio. The kickoff is returned by East Clinton, trailing 41-8. Clock running. Explain the clock running rule, Jeff, because the running clock now at this point in the game.
Yeah, it must be 30. If the one team gets ahead 30 or more in the second half, we go to a running clock. The clock keeps going, whether it's a first down or whether it's an incomplete pass. The only time it stops is on a change of possession or a timeout.
What do you think of that rule?
I like it overall because in some games, particularly in the bigger cities, you have just absolute horrible mismatches, and it's not even the team that's ahead's fault. And it's good to just get it over with at that point. On the other hand, that's garbage time, and a lot of the younger kids that may not have gotten to play.
Yeah, give them a chance.
Give 'em a
Why they have
chance.
to play against the running clock like that?
You know, instead of 15 or 16 reps, they get 2 or 3.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it. I don't know why in sports we have to have rules to speed it up so much. What I can't stand it more so is in my only love in my life, the sport of baseball, that everything has to happen so fast. Why do we have to have it done so quickly? We want it to drag out forever. We want it to last longer. Why do you got to be so fast? If you show up, there's a long pass down the field, incomplete. If you show up to either play or watch it, why is it that the powers that be want to speed that up and make that shorter?
Well, as far as the professional
Why?
sport of
I don't get
baseball,
it.
I will tell you I don't understand it.
Why can't we be there all day and night?
If you,
Sydney
if-
doesn't like it. There's no clock. Let's go. If it takes 6 hours, it's more fun than playing 4.
I can't disagree with you. I think maybe television is driving it, like it
That's
drives
it.
everything else.
That's it.
As far
That's
as
it.
high school sports, though, I agree with the theory that you put the kid's best interest above any other consideration, and it's really hard to go out there and get beat 76-0.
I agree with that. You don't want to get beat 76-0, but these kids work hard all summer long and all year long, and they practice hard. They're one chance to get in the game, and they're racing a running clock, and they don't get to play. I don't love it. We're down to less than 2:30 to go. It's 41-8 as Bethel Tate is leading East Clinton.
Big hit on that play, Tony, by Cole Grigsby.
I think these kids are cheated by the clock running that way. I think they should be allowed to play with a normal clock and let them get their reps in and reward them for all their hard work.
That's
my opinion.
very good argument. And in this type of game where really it's not a mismatch, even though we have a big score now, East Clinton's played well at times tonight. This is a time where coaches would be able to give the younger kids some experience, or an older kid that may have just come out for the team his senior year. You want to give him as much of a good experience and memory as you can.
What's up with Collette Farms? Talk to me about that, Jeff. Talk
Collette
to me about Collette
Farms.
Farms.
That's the seeds, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Collette Farms, Pioneer Seed, is a family-owned and operated seed dealership offering Pioneer brand products, seed treatments, and trusted agronomic advice for over 45 years. With the use of local data, technology, and digital tools, we help farmers maximize every acre's potential. Count on us to be there throughout the season, working directly with you. Collette Farms Pioneer Seed. Farmers just like you.
Minute 52 to go here at the East Clinton Astro, a.k.a. the Field of Dreams. Beautiful place. There's a handoff. Number 45 of
Will Rapp.
Bethel Tate is William Rapp, another freshman. So see, all the freshman kids are getting to play, but they're racing against the clock. I don't like it. Let them get their time. I don't like it. Why are we in such a hurry? We're here to watch football, so why race us out of here? I don't like it. I don't like it.
To me, it doesn't work well in a situation like this, but
Why not? Why don't you let the kids play?
you can't make a rule for some games and teams and have it different for others.
Okay, so I say scrap the rule. The clock says 12 minutes. Let's play 12 minutes. That's how I feel about it. I'm sorry.
Well, I can't disagree with you. I really love high school sports,
Right.
football in particular, and I would stay here another hour and watch these kids
So
play
see,
if
the
I could.
clock runs out, and these freshman kids that need game experience don't get the full gamut of it because they're racing to get out of here because the clock is told to run.
Yeah, in fact, it's a worse experience because they don't get a chance to even think about what they're doing.
Correct. They have to run to the line, run to the get the play in too fast. I just don't like it. As we're counting it down, under 10 seconds, they're not going to snap it again. It's going to end up a final score of, well, they do snap one and kneel it. So we have a final score here from East Clinton High School. It is Bethel Tate Tigers 41, the East Clinton Astros 8. Bethel Tate gets their first win of the year, going to now 1-1. East Clinton drops to 0-2. What's some of your thoughts about what we just saw, Jeff?
Well, again, first of all, it was a very enjoyable evening. Our hosts here at East Clinton took care of us, and just enjoy high school football. That's the first and most important thing.
All right, a couple more words. John Robert Excavating is located in Wilmington. It's a family-owned business since 1998. They are specialized in experience in general excavation, sewer, storm, grading, field tile, drainage, land clearing, ponds, demolition, and paving. These are all services I need at my home. Look us up on Facebook or call 937-382-1788 for a free estimate. I also want you to talk one last time, Jeffrey, about the Jeffersonville Lions Club event tomorrow.
Tomorrow in Jeffersonville, the Jeffersonville Lions Club is hosting a fish fry fundraiser. It will be from 4 to 7:30 p.m. With a fireworks display at 9 p.m. They are located at 1 Railroad Street in downtown Jeffersonville. Family-style dining or carry-out options will be available. Support your local community and enjoy Labor Day with friends at the Jeffersonville Lions Club event.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the wrap-up here from East Clinton High School. We've been campusnation.com all night long. We've been on the YouTube channel. It's going to be able to be replayed to your heart's desire as many times as you want to watch it on both of those entities, campusnation.com, the YouTube channel. Always tune in to 106.9 WZAA out of Jeffersonville. Some great programming. Want to thank our cameraman, Joe Holdren. He's looking good with that cowboy hat. He did a great job on the camera tonight. Joe Davis was one of the spotters, but we had all kinds of all-star spotters up here. I only counted less than 10, so if the governor or anyone else is listening, there were only 10 of them up here, but they were great. All 9 of them did a tremendous job, and we want to thank them for their help tonight. Of course, the one and only Sidney Phillips, who put this thing together, all the electronics and the electricity and the power that got this thing broadcast out over our great campusnation.com. Next week we'll be somewhere, I'm not sure where yet, but we'll get that announcement, and we'll be there broadcasting again for campusnation.com. I am Tony Mancuso. Jeff Merklin, thanks again. Another brilliant job by you doing the color and the analysis. And we'll see you next week on campusnation.com.